What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live watch-along, the last Arsenal watch-along of 2023. I want to say a big thank you to the community for supporting the channel throughout this year, and hopefully you have a great 2024, and hopefully the channel continues to grow and improve into next year. And let's hope Arsenal improve into next year. I'm sick of coming second and finishing fourth and fifth and eighth and not winning trophies. This club have to start winning, man, I'm telling you. And we have to win today. That is the first thing, people, against Fulham. The Burnt Leno, the Willian, and the Alex Iwobi derby that we're heading into today. I have just got to quickly edit the Fulham lineup because as I went live, the Fulham lineup was not showing up. So I'm just going to edit that over there. Iwobi, Willian, and Burnt Leno, all three of them start this game. And listen, anybody knows you've played at any level of football, you play against a former club, you've got a point to prove, people. And these guys are going to have a point to prove today, that is for sure. They're not, just going to turn up here and just expect Arsenal to just beat them. They're gonna put in a performance. Castagna at right back, Robinson at left back, Bassi at centre back, Paulinho. In fact, not only is there a lot of players here that used to play for us, but there's a lot of players here that we've been linked with. Paulinho we've been linked with before. And Castagna we were linked with on loan at one stage as well. Iwobi, Reed, Willian, and Jimenez up front. There we go. Listen, I don't know how to feel about today's game, to be honest. On one hand, it should be light work. I don't particularly think Fulham are that good, but having watched us the other day, I don't know if light work actually exists for Arsenal anymore. Like, it's crazy. Timothy Lasagna, as we was calling him. Listen, big up to everyone tuning in today. Let's get down to business. Big up Lee Burnell. Big up Big C Unit Business. Happy New Year. Come on, you Gunners. Big up yourself, bro. Big up Fitz. There's only three things wrong at Arsenal: the owners, the manager, and the sporting director. Apart from that, all's fine, and we go again. Happy New Year. Hey, big up Fitz. He shoots straight from the hip. According to him, all we need is a new owner, new manager, a new sporting director. I agree with a lot of that. But yeah, big up yourself, bro. Listen, couple things to talk about. Let's talk about Arsenal. Headline news of today, people. Three changes. One that I think we all knew was coming, but two maybe we didn't see coming. The first one, Jakub Kiwior comes in at right back. Left back, sorry. He comes in at left back. Is the Kiwi ripe? He comes in at left back for Zinchenko. I mean, listen, Zinchenko's playing that bad. I suppose you had to make a change. But do I fully believe in Kiwior? I'm going to keep it 100. I don't fully believe in Kiwior. Not a left back. And they've got a few lively players in that three behind Jimenez. Reed, Iwobi, and Willian. But Zinni had to come out. Zinchenko, actually, Arsenal have just tweeted Zinchenko is injured. Zinchenko misses out today with a slight calf issue. Which, two questions you asked there. Would he have played if he was fit? That's the first question. So Kiwior plays at left back. I've said it before and I've said it again. I'm not fully convinced by Kiwior. And I'm certainly not fully convinced by him at left back. But Zinchenko's playing so bad. What's it, what other option do we have at the moment? Cedric, get Kieran Tierney back from the loan. The other one, Kai Havertz comes into the team for Trossard, a.k.a. Drossard. He's been dropping absolute stinkers left, right, and centre. He's dropped to the bench. Never thought I'd see the day I was happy that Kai Havertz was in the Arsenal team. That's how bad Drossard's been playing. And the other one, which just... I don't know how to... I don't believe I can ever see this announced to me and find it positive. Now, I've been calling Jesus Gabriel Jacazette the last few weeks. He's at left back. He's in defensive midfield. He's on the left. He's everywhere but up front. But he's been dropped for Eddie Nketiah, a.k.a. Eddie Murphy, a.k.a. Norbit, a.k.a. Beverly Hills Cop 4, Axel Foley, and all of the above. I'm sorry, people, but... And I don't want to be, it's not all doom and gloom. Of course it's not. Happy New Year to all the community. Big up yourselves. But as an Arsenal fan, you've got to sit here with an element of frustration and think, no matter what age you are, you've got to sit there and think, I've watched Arsenal for however many years, depending on how old you are, and we have been known, it's been imprinted in this football club, that Arsenal have a striker that scares people. Thierry, Anelka, Righty, Adebayor for a year and a half was firing. Van Persie, Aubameyang. Strikers, gunman, winners, match winners. We're going into 2024 tomorrow watching Eddie Nketiah up front for Arsenal. 1 goal in 21 away games. I'm sorry, but that... And listen, Gabriel Jesus has been poor the last few games. He doesn't look like... You dropped him in the middle of Amsterdam with €100 he couldn't score. You know what I mean? That guy can't hit a barn door at the moment. But, come on. Do better, Mikel, man. I'm sorry. For me, there's 2 better options. Number 1, play Trossard false 9. He played a Champions League game and a league game. He scored in both. The second one, play Kai Havertz up front as a target man. But listen, it wouldn't surprise me. Eddie will probably score today. Fulham are not particularly good. It wouldn't surprise me. But I'm bored of it. I'm sorry. I don't want to complain. He's just not good enough. I don't want to be watching Eddie Nketiah up front for Arsenal running around like a headless chicken. But he'll probably score. And I'll say I've always rated him when he scores the goal just to finish 2023 off. But, like you said, we had man like Wiltord and Kanu on the bench. Better than the strikers we got starting for. I know, a History Channel. It's not the reality of today, but I'm just bored of it. We've spent 700 million under this manager and we're starting Eddie Nketiah up front. And you've got El Neni and Cedric and man like that on the bench. Come on. I'm telling you something today. It ain't going to be pretty today. This ain't going to be, Christina Milian back in the day, Dip It Low video. It ain't going to be Beyonce. It ain't going to be Pamela Anderson in Baywatch. This is going to be ugly football today, people. Kivior, Eddie Nketiah, Havertz. This ain't going to be very attractive, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? This is not going to be good at all. This could be a scrappy 1-0, a dirty 2-1. I don't think we're going to finish 2023 with some prime Arsene Wenger football. This is going to be dirty, people. Let me tell you. Let's talk about the Fulham lineup. Bernd Leno in goal. Castagna at right back. Robinson left back. Bassi and Adebayo at centre back. Paulinho, Kearney, Iwobi, Reed, Willian and Jimenez. A number of players here are going to have a point to prove. Leno, sold by Arsenal. Some people said harsh how he was done. But he's going to have a point. He's going to want to have a stormer today, isn't he? All right? Timothy Castagna was linked with Arsenal. Didn't get the move. Going to be frustrated. Then you've got Paulinho being linked with a January move to Arsenal. Going to want to prove a point. Iwobi came through the system, sold by Arsenal. You've got Willian, who, listen, most Arsenal fans, I always said Willian was just a bad dream. It happened during lockdown. I never saw him play live in person. As far as I'm concerned, it's a figment of my imagination, right? It ain't happening. He never played for us. Let's get one thing straight, people. Willian at Fulham is different to Willian at Arsenal. I can't lie. Willian looks good for Fulham. He's played decent. You've also got to remember, Jimenez got injured playing against Arsenal. David Luiz changed his career. I don't think he's been the same player since. He's going to want to prove a point as well. So, listen, Fulham are a very unpredictable team. It's you don't really know what you're going to get from them. You look at their past few results. They lost 3-0 last week to Bournemouth. 3-0 a week ago to Bournemouth. They lost 2-0 the week before to Burnley at home. But they did beat Everton on penalties. And they beat West Ham 5-0. And they beat Forest 5-0. And they only lost 4-3 to Liverpool at Anfield. So they're very, very unpredictable. And you just don't know what you're going to get from them. So, it's It's going to be an interesting game. This score could be anything today. And I'll be honest with you, people. I don't know what to expect from this Arsenal team at the moment. I really don't. I don't know what I'm going to get from this Arsenal team. It's a complete mystery. Big up my bro, Dora on tour. Make sure you go and follow him, subscribe to him. Best Nottingham Forest YouTuber. Big up Forest for beating Man United yesterday. I enjoyed that one, I can't lie. A few Man United fans got messages yesterday as Gibbs White bent that into the corner. I think Nuno's a great appointment at Forest, by the way. I know Cooper did great things and the fans loved him, but he looked out of ideas to me. So big up Dora. Make sure you go and follow him. Let me get into these few super chats. Big up Brian. Hope you're well, bro. Brooklyn in the building. He said, loving the Yankee Cat Big C. Happy New Year. 3-0 to the Gunners. The defense is in trouble with Eddie in the room. I hope I'm shamelessly singing that. I remixed it. I said, our attack's in trouble when Eddie's in the room, but we'll find out. It wouldn't surprise me if Eddie pops up with a goal today, but big up Brian. New York in the building. Cooper said, do you think Arteta is losing this team? Thoughts? I don't think he is. I think when you sign for a manager and he has a plan for you and that plan isn't paying off, number one, you've got to look at yourself. Are you performing to the level that's required? Number two, you look at it and you think, is the manager causing me to play like this? If I'm Gabriel Jesus, I'm thinking, right, I could have stayed at Man City, been the backup striker, won all of the trophies, and just been in a comfort zone. I've come here to become a number one striker, to get the Brazil number 9 shirt. It's not working at this moment for Gabriel Jesus. Now, I always say, I never understand why a striker would want to run all over the pitch. Strikers are born and live to score goals. So my question always is, was Lacazette running all over the pitch or was the manager telling him to do that? And I have the same question with Gabriel Jesus. Why are you running all over the pitch? Is that what you're wanting to do or is that your instruction? Because as I said, Arteta's kryptonite is strikers. He came in, Aubameyang went downhill quickly, Lacazette fell off a cliff, Eddie Nketiah's done nothing really, and Jesus has not become the guy that we expected him to be. So why are strikers struggling under this manager? I believe Arteta wants strikers to go and link up play. I don't think he wants a striker who just lives in the penalty area. I don't think Jesus wants to be running all over the pitch. I think it's become his game at Arsenal. If you're Zinchenko, you were starting left back at Man City. Now you're getting dropped, you're being criticised, you're not winning trophies. If it continues for a long period of time, players will turn on the manager. But at the moment, I don't think he has lost the players. Good question, though. Elton said, I seriously think Saka needs competition. Said it before and I've said it again. Saka is a great player. In my opinion, not world class. I don't think he is. I don't think Arsenal have a world-class attacking player at the football club. That's just my opinion. Not everybody will agree with that. He's 22 years of age. He's now extremely highly rated and every club's doubling up on him. And he's struggling. He's struggling. His game's got to go up to another level. Got to get more unpredictable, more skillful, do different things. Yes, he could do with a right back that overlaps, but also think about great left-footed wingers that have played on the right, who sometimes have had to go 2v1. Messi is obviously the greatest. You know, Salah, Mahrez, Gareth Bale, Arjen Robben, left-footed players got in 2v1 situations. You still couldn't stop them. They were that good. They'd go past 2 players and still bend it in the top corner. Saka, for me, has got to go to the next level. Got to get more skillful. Got to be a bit more unpredictable. Got to drive a little bit quicker. So I think Saka needs a right winger that pushes him. 22 years of age, he shouldn't be guaranteed a starting place at Arsenal. But with Nelson, he knows Nelson ain't getting in the team ahead of him. This is Arsenal. We're bigger than Saka. We're bigger than any player that's at this football club. Not one player in this team should be guaranteed a start. None of them are at that level. Maybe Saliba, maybe Rice, but even if they drop off. But we don't have the competition at the moment. That's the problem. Alvin said, I'm on the PS5 right now playing Spider-Man. Big up yourself. You got to do what you got to do, bro. Elton said, truth, Big C, we do not appear like a team which can win the title. We are not scary. The bench is poor and having Eddie El Neni, etc. is not good enough. Listen, bro. Man City yesterday, I mean, they only won 2-0. I think most people thought they'd beat Sheffield United 6, 7, 8-0. But Kevin De Bruyne was on the bench yesterday. I don't even think he came on. I just looked at him warming up on the bench and I thought, in reality, Kevin De Bruyne in form is possibly the best player in the Premier League. And they haven't had him for the whole of this season. The strength in depth of this squad kills this team. It kills us. Because every season we have injuries, we have suspensions, we have loss of form, and the replacements are not good enough. The one criticism I would give the manager, the players that are good, I don't think he uses them in the right way. So I'm looking at that Arsenal bench today. ESR should be a very, very good squad player at Arsenal. Scoring goals, coming off the bench, pushing for a place in the first team, pushing for a place in the England squad. But you've just pushed him to the side. We've got him back from injury and you've just said, yeah, well, don't care if you're back, mate. Sit down and sit on the bench. So now when you bring ESR on, he's got no confidence. He's got no rhythm. You're not getting nothing out of him. I don't think at times Arteta manages this squad good enough. You know, the ones who are decent on the bench, they're not in form either. It's not like they're coming on and you're like, oh my God, ESR's playing so well, maybe we should drop Havertz or drop Martinelli. The bench players are not playing well either, and that's what concerns me. We don't manage our squad good enough, you know. But, you know, that's down to the manager. Big up Helton. At the moment, the reality is we don't look like a title-winning side, but what we've got to do is continue to nick results, stay up there close to the top, get your Partey's, your Tomiyasu's, all these guys back, and then go into that January market and strengthen. If those things don't happen, we'll fall off. We'll finish third, you know, second, third, fourth. But we'll see. It's down to the club. It's in their hands. Albin, big up to you. He said, Havertz man of the match today. Happy New Year, people. Listen, I would love that. I hope Havertz comes and bangs a couple of goals in. Big up to you. Big up Christian, who's gifted a Curtis Shaw TV membership. Really appreciate that, bro. And Lucas said, I've got a bone to pick with you. You said Ben White should play for Wales. He's not good enough. I'd keep Nico Williams. Maybe you can play him centre-back. I don't know, but yeah. People were in uproar. Oh, how's Ben White not in the England squad? Right back. Come on. Trent, Walker, Reece James, they're all better than him. He shouldn't really be in the England squad unless you're playing him centre-back. But he hasn't played centre-back for a while. But listen, I am looking forward to today's game. Yeremo said, a threatening striker will free up Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. You have nailed it. You have absolutely nailed it. When you're playing against a team with a top quality striker, you'll focus on the striker, right? If you're playing Man City, you have to double up on Haaland. You'll focus on Haaland. Sometimes that would free up a Mahrez or a Grealish or who I know Mahrez has left. With Arsenal now, what you do, you shut down their two wingers. You don't really have to worry about the striker that much because you go, well, Jesus ain't going to be in the penalty area. And you go, Eddie Nketiah's not that good. So the focus is shut down the wingers. Arsenal's attack ain't got no answer. That's the problem. You put a top quality striker in there, they've got all sorts of problems. They may have to focus on Osimhen, Ivan Toney, whoever the striker was. That might free up your Martinelli, free up your Saka. You don't have to do that with Arsenal. Shut down our left and right winger, we're not winning. Simple as that. Double up on both of them. Martinelli won't lift his head up. Saka's got no overlap. He's going to struggle to beat two players. And then what? The striker ain't winning us the game. And we're done. We're done for. That's where we're at the moment. We've got to be more unpredictable. But listen, couple things to talk about. A big up Kurt. Big up Kurt. Dr. SW said, Happy New Year, C. Great infotainment in 2023. Cheers to you. Big up to you. And as I said, I'm going to repeat what I said at the start because there's more of you in the chat now. Want to thank each and every one of you for the support this year and beyond and before, you know, for all your likes, comments, you know, messages, even if you just watch and don't say anything. Let's improve in 2024. Take the channel to the next level. Let's get the merch. Let's get the NBA content. We're going to get there. We'll get there, people. 2024 is the year. So big up to all of you. Twitch gang and the YouTube gang, the whole C unit. Uncle Woo Pap said, would you take a point? If we get a point today, I'm doing Arsenal therapy at 2 p.m. tomorrow. It's as simple as that. They lost 3-0 last week to Bournemouth. If anybody thinks I'm going to accept a point against Fulham, then you're in the wrong stream. I'm telling you. There might be another channel that would accept a point. If we get a point against Fulham, I'm having a meltdown. I'm having a meltdown, mate. Honestly, if we draw today, I think we're at the title race. That's how far I would go with it. Maybe not mathematically, but psychologically, we would be done, in my opinion. Look at the form. Look at the last 5. I didn't even realise this until I was editing this stream. I looked at our last 5 games. West Ham lost. Liverpool drew. Brighton won. PSV drew. Aston Villa lost. We have won 1 game in our last 5 games in all competition. We are out of form, people. Trust me, we are out of form. 1 win in 5. We have to win this game today. As I said, with that team, I'm not expecting prime Arsene Wenger tiki-taka, rip your back 4 apart. You give me a dirty, scrappy 1-0 that hits Eddie Nketiah on his shin pad and rolls under Leno's arm, I'll take it. I won't watch the highlights back. Today is about nothing but the result. I'm telling you now, if we get a performance as well, great stuff. That's a bonus. Just get the 3 points and get out of there. We are not in good form. And we got a week then until we play Liverpool next week in the FA Cup. Right, anyway, big up to everyone locked in. Really appreciate your support and all your comments. Let's get into some of the news. Some transfer news and so on and so forth that we're going to speak about. And this story that I'm about to bring up seems a little bit irrelevant, having seen this starting lineup. But we'll get into it anyway. And we'll discuss it. There's a story going around. Miguel Delaney's come out with this big exclusive about Arsenal in the Independent. And as I said, Miguel Delaney's a pretty good writer, but I feel like you've just created excitement for no reason now I've seen this lineup. But hey, he's put out a story saying Arsenal's preference is to do the deal for Ivan Toney this January. However, the club were close to the FFP limit in the summer. Sales could aid the situation, and Nketiah is one of the players who could be dispensable in such circumstances. Now, everything I've just said about Miguel Delaney sounds like it's just been pure cap and goes out of the window, because Eddie Nketiah starts today. Surely you're not starting a guy on the 31st of January that you're looking to sell 24 hours later, potentially. It makes no sense. Maybe he's just playing him into the shop window. I don't know, but I can't see it. I took encouragement from the story because it said Arsenal were going to wait until the summer to go for a striker, but due to the recent problems and inability to score, they are going to try and fast track it to January. But I just don't see how it happens. I just feel like this manager loves Eddie Nketiah too much to sell him in January. That's the worst thing about it. Me, every single day of the week, you know, people. Eddie would, if I was Arsenal manager, and I know I'm not an Arsenal manager, but I'm just saying, theoretically, Eddie Nketiah would be leaving Arsenal tomorrow morning. He would be out. 1st of January, done. Palace, West Ham, Brentford, whoever, you're gone. Sold. The deal would already be done. The contract would be in the drawer, signed by both parties. It's being announced tomorrow. You're waking up tomorrow morning, Sky Sports News, yellow ticker, Eddie Nketiah signs for Crystal Palace, £22 million plus £5 million. He's gone. He's out the door. And then the offer's going in for Ivan Toney straight away. It's as simple as that. Yeah, but I know it doesn't work like I know it isn't Football Manager, but I'm just saying, he would be out the door for me. You know, he would be waving to the fans after today's game, saying goodbye. But instead, he'll probably score a tap-in, run around doing the phone call celebration, and he'll start against Liverpool next weekend in the FA Cup and probably sign a contract extension. That's the reality of the situation. So, I don't want to get you excited with this story. I don't really believe it. If he wasn't starting today, you might say so, but I think he loves this guy too much to get rid of him. Cole said, wow, I'm a member. Thank you for the gift. Yeah, we got, listen, memberships being gifted out. Big up man like Whammer, who's handed out 10 Curtis Shaw TV memberships. I'm telling you, by the end of the season, members galore. You're all going to be members. Even if they're gifted out, Big up to you, Whammer. Really appreciate that. He's handed out a lot before as well. And big up to the new members as well who've been gifted them. Make sure in your settings on YouTube, you've enabled that you can be gifted a membership. So you can be eligible for one. Yash said, big up Big C and the community. Striker, centre, mid and left back needed to even contemplate winning the league. Best YouTube channel. Much love from Mauritius. I think, right, that this time last January, well, January tomorrow, this time last December, I was more confident we could win the league last year than this year. And yet we spent over £200 million in the summer because we were cooking. We were absolutely blowing teams off the pitch with our style of football. We were the best team in the league at this point last year. We were the best team in the Premier League. We were like, oh my God. People were comparing Odegaard to prime Ozil, even though I think Ozil's still better. But Martinelli and Saka were ripping fullbacks to bits. Xhaka was scoring goals. I couldn't believe it. Partey was bossing games every week. The general. We were fantastic. We were brilliant last year. I was sitting there going, have a good January. We win the title. It's a two-horse race. This is a Man City. Right now, I'm sitting there going, well, Villa haven't disappeared. They're still in the race. Liverpool are top of the league. Man City, I don't even think Man City are in second or third gear yet. Wait till De Bruyne comes back. Wait till Haaland comes back. Wait till Doku comes back. I think this is a harder title and we're not playing well. Like I said, look at the form guide, people. We've won one of our last 5 in all competition, and that was Brighton at home. So something's got to change, but all I can focus on is win today. We could potentially be top or at least level on points. And I suppose you'll say, listen, at the start of the season, if I said to you, you'll finish 2023 top of the Premier League joint with Liverpool, we'd have all said, we'll take that. In fact, if we win, we'll be a point clear of Liverpool. Liverpool have a game in hand tomorrow against Newcastle. So we will finish this year top of the league if we win today. And that's all that matters. You know, we haven't got there in a nice way, but that's all that matters. So big up the Ashveen from Mauritius. Martin said, see, I forgot we were playing. I feel flat about Arsenal. It's interesting, isn't it? Because we can be top if we win today. But why do we feel a bit flat? I honestly think this football club and this fan base need an exciting signing. I think we need to lift the group, lift the fan base, give us something fresh to focus on, you know, a new player that brings a different dynamic to the team. I just feel we're a bit predictable at the moment. Elton said, why don't our wingers shift size during the game? I've never understood it. Why don't Saka or Martinelli change wings, even if it's for 20, 30 minutes, see if anything different changes? Big up Elton. Big up Coop. Happy New Year, Big C and the C Unit. God bless. Of course, each and every time. Big up the community. Legends, every one of you. Alexander said, why would you ever watch an AFTV watch along when you have Big C? Proper channel for those who went to Highbury back in the day. Listen, big up Robbie and AFTV, of course. That's my people. But I agree. You know, watch AFTV. Maybe watch Curtis Shaw TV. Watch AFTV on the highlights after. Watch the Clips channel after. Big up each and every time. Why Always Me said, how would you say to Eddie, you are done one-on-one? Listen, it would be quite simple, mate. I would say, Eddie, come in my office, mate. Can I have a word? He'd be smiling. Oh, Eddie, you know. Here, I've picked all the cones up, boss. I filled up the water bottles, done everything. I'd say, Eddie, mate, listen, you've had a good time at Arsenal. Not sure how you've been here this long, but fair play, can't knock the hustle. 100 grand a week. I'd say, Ed, go to your locker, clear it out, fill it up in your bag, get in your car, drive home, and have a good career at Crystal Palace, my friend, because your Arsenal career is done. So that's what I'd say to him. That's what I'd say. No more Eddie Murphy. I'd say, listen, mate, if I ever want to watch you play again, I watched Beverly Hills Cop 4. Do one. Right, let's get proper strikers in. I'm joking, by the way, but I'm kind of not joking. I wouldn't say it to him like that, but that's definitely what I'd be thinking. Odin said, I love this community. Big up, Kurt. 100. Come on, you Gunners. Come on, man. Let's win today. That's all that matters. Let's get the 3 points today. It wouldn't surprise me if Eddie scored today. I can't lie. You know, you can see it. Be more brutal, people are saying. Jermaine said, I'll give you £100 to do my laundry for. Hey, relax, Jermaine. My man ain't out here doing laundry, bro. I don't know what you think this is. Do that. I barely do my own laundry, and I get that done for me. But you know, we got a Liverpool fan here. Beer said your defense is in trouble if Nketiah is in the room. I think our attack's in trouble if Eddie's in the room. The thing is, right, some of the standards are so low at the moment that bringing someone in who you don't rate it's no worse. Gabriel Jesus is so out of form that Eddie comes in and you're like, well, you're probably not going to be worse than what we're seeing from this guy. Time him out. You know what? He's got to get a time out for that. Man's asking, laundry, what kind of... Go and do your own laundry, man. What happened to you? About laundry. 3-minute timeout for that, man. You can't come in with them talks there about laundry. Hey, Eddie's our top striker. Bro, I think he's got more goals than Gabriel Jesus. That's how crazy it is. That's how crazy it is. These owners have been here 15 years. We're not much better than the first year when they joined. The ambition is on the floor. We're treated as the bastard child. Once in a while, you get a pat on the head. Bro, it's like meeting a new girl. She's great. Great personality. Looks good. But, you know, you got to put up with the stepkid. You know, you don't really want to, but you've got to. It's part of the deal. You've got to make that extra dinner, you know? It's a clause in the contract. So that's what we are, to be honest. We're the stepkid. They don't really like us. Van Persie did tell us. Van Persie said, you know, they were talking about numbers and how much money they'd earned and stuff. They ain't really interested. We know this. Half our fan base don't think so, though. The Kroenkes have improved. Yeah, that's great. So they've gone from hardly giving us anything to just giving us a little something that they should give us. Imagine buying a company for a couple of £1 billion and not doing everything you can to make that company the very best at what they do. Imagine doing that and getting away with it. This is a football club where millions of people support the club and put time, effort and energy into that football club. And we got an ownership that don't come to the games, don't invest enough money. We get into financial fair play problems in January transfer windows when we desperately need players. We desperately need players in January. And we're being told about FFP. Arsenal should never, ever have a conversation about FFP. We make some of the biggest money in Europe from shirt sales, from sponsorship deals, from match-going fans. 60,000 sellout every week. We're sitting here talking about financial fair play in January. I tell you why you've got financial fair play problems, mate. Let's talk about the Kroenkes and Edu about financial fair play. Do you want me to tell you why we're in trouble with FFP? Because Aubameyang, Aaron Ramsey, Ozil, all these guys walked out of the door for nothing. Danny Welbeck, Jack Wilshere, Socrates, Mustafi, all these guys left for nothing. You didn't even want cash. You handed them away to the charity shop. How can you not get 10 million for Aubameyang to Barcelona when he went there and scored 13 goals in half a season? They sold him 6 months later for 12 million plus Alonso. But we didn't get £1 English for him. Gave him away. Oh, just take him. They were high-fiving. Oh, well done, Richard Garlick. You got rid of Aubameyang. How much money did you get for him? Oh, I didn't get anything. Oh, high five. You didn't get a penny for him. Mustafi, 35 million, got nothing for him. Socrates, nothing. Aaron Ramsey was worth 30, 40 mil at the time. Juventus, 400 grand a week. Didn't get a penny for him. Mesut Ozil went to Turkey, didn't get nothing. Now you're talking about financial fair play. Because you can't sell anyone, mate. You sold Guendouzi, French international, 21 years old, 9 million. £9 million. Sold Torreira for 5 million. Sold Pepe for £3 million. We're like, come on. And that's this ownership. And Edu's getting awards as the best sporting director in Europe. And he's selling for 3 million, Nicolas Pepe. Mavropanos for 2 million. West Ham just paid 20 for him. Kolasinac for nothing. You can't get a little 5 million for Kolasinac. A little 12 million for Aubameyang. A little 3 million for Mkhitaryan. 35 for Ramsey. Keep them little and you'd be good. But you can't sell players. And the same thing will happen. The same thing will happen again when some of these guys get sold. These guys can't sell. These men are winning awards and high-fiving each other. So it's crazy. We got Marquinhos for free and paid £2.5 million for him to have a good relationship with them. They said, here, I'll have it. You can have it for free, mate. Charity shop. Take that. They said, no, I'll give you £2.5 million for him to have a good relationship. What's that relationship done for us? We signed anyone from that team since? No one. Absolutely no one. Absolutely crazy. The amount of players we've let go and made no money. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Handing out freebies like it's Christmas Day. I'm not here for the Kroenke hype. Seriously, I don't buy into the Kroenke hype. Really don't. People say, oh, they spent 200 million in the summer. So what? So what? What did they do last January? What did they do last January? Nothing. They got cheap bargains, TK Maxx sale section, and blew the league title. If you're a competent owner, if Mikel Arteta comes to me and says, I want to spend 65 million on Havertz, I'm going, nah, I can't sign that deal off, bro. I can't sign that paperwork. That brother ain't done nothing at Chelsea. He's on massive wages. I don't think he makes a difference. I can't sign that deal. You want Aubameyang to go to Barcelona for nothing? Nah, I can't sign that either. I need at least 10 million. I need a sell-on fee. I need something. Get a player off him in a swap deal. Can't sign that off. Aubameyang was worth 25 mil. Ramsey 35. Ozil 30. Kolasinac 10. Sanchez 40. I mean, Ozil maybe not 30 at that time, but we should have got a cheeky little something out of him. Every road points back to them owners. But listen, let's focus on the game. Let's focus on the game because I'll end up talking about them for the next 3 hours. I'll miss the match. The match starts in 17 minutes. Let's focus on winning this game today. And then we're going to do loads of content for January, for the window. The window opens tomorrow. This football club better get busy, let me tell you that. Havertz been decent, says SM. Not for me. Not for me. He had a decent 4 games. He's been here for over 20. He scored 1 in his first 21 games. Cost £65 million. He's on £220,000 a week. He's actually been worse than Granit Xhaka. So I wouldn't start throwing those comments out yet. Let's give him till the end of the season. Then you can maybe compliment him a little bit. You know, Xhaka was actually better than Havertz. What he was doing last season. With Pep and Klopp still around, odds are stacked against Arteta winning the Premier League, or is this an excuse? Big up, Curtis, wishing you a prosperous new year. I've always said 2 problems to get past those 2 managers. One, you have an ownership that maybe won't give Arteta what he requires. And number 2, you have a manager that still makes inexperienced mistakes. I think because Arteta is still quite young and still quite, how can I put it? He's still an inexperienced manager. I think because of his age, I think he's too connected to players sometimes. Because remember, when Arteta was a player, and Nketiah might have been in the youth team, he was there when El Neni was there as a player. I think Arteta still struggles to be ruthless sometimes to certain players. You look at Pep, Raheem Sterling, 20 goals, winning him titles, winning him trophies. He went, right, thank you very much, Raheem, on your bike. You can tell Pep's cold-hearted. You can be one of his best players. When the time's up, you are out of the door, mate. You know what I mean? You're gone. Ruthless nature. This manager, he loves Eddie. He's always talking about Eddie and, oh, if you see how this boy trains and, you know, you can tell he loves him, you know. Well, I think he's got to get over that. Yeah, they were crocodile tears for Aguero. We cannot replace him. Yeah, Haaland was on the way, mate. You did replace him. You forgot about him real quick. So I think that ruthless edge to Arteta is what he needs. Arsenal is Stan's weekend mistress, not the main thing. You're right. You know, you go on booking.com, you find a decent hotel and you pop out. That's what he's on. Southern Gooner said, Big C about to clock in. Wanted to make sure you saw those wild stats I tagged you in on Twitter. Odegaard, 3 assists in 24 games. Oh, dear. I haven't even checked in on Twitter yet. I'll have a look. Big up, Matt, though. I hope you're well, bro. Where are we at? I can't even see it. Odegaard, where you at? That's crazy. That is crazy. Wow, he's got to do better than that. But listen, let's hope he starts today. Big up Southern Gooner. Listen, 12 minutes until kickoff. I was going to say 13 minutes. 12 minutes until kickoff. Let's focus on the game now. The Kroenke, anytime people mention Kroenke, it throws me off track. I'm on one, and that started me off. I need to just focus on the game now. I don't want to be too critical pre-game. Let's get the energy right. It's the last game of 2023. If we win, we finish this year top of the league, although Liverpool will have a game in hand tomorrow against Newcastle. Let's look at the Premier League table and let's look what we are facing. Arsenal, as I said, 2 wins in their last 5 in the Premier League, 1 in 5 in all competition. Certainly not in great form at the moment, and this is not going to be easy. Looking ahead to today against Fulham, they are extremely inconsistent. As I said, they lost 3-0 last week to Bournemouth. And a few days earlier, they lost 2-0 to Burnley. So they've had 2 horrendous results. They haven't even scored in their last 2. But a couple of weeks before that, they beat West Ham 5-0 at home. And they beat Forest 5-0 at home. And Wolves 3-2 at home. So they scored 13 goals. In fact, if you add the Liverpool game, they scored 11. They scored 16 goals in 4 games, which, we haven't scored goals like that. So, King Buck said, I'm at the game behind enemy lines, eh? Be careful, bro. Be careful. Hoping the Kiwi is right today, says Dylan. Glenn said, definitely not league title winning form. Big C shambles. Listen, the thing is, if we can win and get our act together, you never know what happens. We've seen Man City have slow starts and then kick into gear and win the title. We were outstanding at this point last season and still didn't win it. So maybe we're doing it the other way round. Mitchell said, watch Leno turn into Neuer today. Eddie needs to step up second half of the season. Trixie said, praying for a draw. Need Spurs to draw 700 quid on this ish. Hope that comes in for you, bro. Not Jacob said, Eddie scores about 1 in 2 on a run of starts. And Fitz said, like I said, Arsenal only have 3 problems. Big up Fitz, man. All smiles. Big up yourself, bro. And Manchester United fan says, Banter Club. Must be referring to Man United at this point. Didn't they just lose to Forest? They're 7th in the league, by the way. So he definitely can't be talking about our team. That is for sure. Listen, a win today puts us top of the league. Man City will have a game in hand. We'll be level with Villa on games, a point clear. Liverpool will have a game in hand. What I will say is the positive about Arsenal at the moment is if we win today, we're top of the league without playing well. And that creates a certain narrative that you do have to think to yourself, listen, if we improve and get Martinelli and Saka playing at a better level, we get Jesus chipping in with more goals, we go and sign 2 players in the January transfer window, improvers, you finally get Thomas Partey back whenever this guy ever returns. Tomiyasu is on the bench today, something I haven't even spoken about, which is incredible. Obviously, he's going to be going Asia Cup in a week or so. Then you never know what can happen if you're top without playing well. But like you said, it is ifs, buts, and maybes. And you can't live your life on that. Jesus needs to score goals. Martinelli needs to kick into gear. Partey needs to be fit. And we can't sit here saying ifs, buts. It needs to happen. And that's what I'm sick of at Arsenal. You need a striker, buy a striker. Why are we the only club that when we need a player, we talk about it and don't do it? Or it's the next window, or we'll do it next season. We need a striker in January, buy a striker. People will say FFP, you can't afford one. Cool. Sell Eddie Nketiah. Sell Aaron Ramsdale. Sell Fabio Vieira. Sell Reece Nelson. These are players that I'm sure mid-table Premier League clubs would take and pay decent money for. They're young. They're worth a little bit of cash. Get rid of them. And go and buy Ivan Toney. Go and buy... The problem you've got, looking down the Premier League table, I tell you one thing that's becoming a big problem, is Brentford's form at the moment. Brentford are the most out-of-form team in the Premier League at the moment. 5 defeats in their last 5 games. Now, all that's going to do is drive the price up of Ivan Toney if you were to go for him. Because the reality is, people, Brentford could get relegated. Brentford are 4 points off the relegation zone. If Tony doesn't come back into that team, they could end up in the Championship. And Bremo's injured, and he goes AFCON if he comes back from injury anyway. They could end up in the Championship. So are they going to turn? They're going to turn around and say, "Listen, if you want Tony, you've got to pay." I mean, Ornstein's putting out reports saying it might go up to 100 million to get him. And I want Ivan Toney at Arsenal, but Arsenal will not spend 100 million pounds on Ivan Toney. He's probably not even worth that. But their bad form makes it more difficult to get him, which is a problem. I keep wanting them to win the odd game. The worse they do, the more difficult it is to get him. The only thing I would say is Tony wants out. Trust me, Ivan Toney wants out. He wants that move. But I'm just not sure. MLK said Tony is the answer like Iverson. 70 million, Max said Cello. I agree with that. For that price, you can get Osimhen, says Cameron. Problem is, when do you get Osimhen? Probably next season. And do we even get him? Arteta wants to loan him. We got no chance getting Ivan Toney on loan. 60 million plus Eddie would be good business. I would do that. As I said, with Fulham, very inconsistent. They've scored a lot of goals lately, but they have lost their last 3 Premier League games, conceding a lot of goals in the process. And, you know, they're a very unpredictable team. I thought they'd be in a relegation battle this year. They still could be, to be honest. Cooper said we're not signing anyone proper in January. I mean, listen, if they don't, we know what it is. Sometimes you got to know the harsh reality, the truth. If they don't spend, forget it. They're not serious. You know, if that's the case. Tottenham are playing at home to Bournemouth at the same time. So if anybody gets any score updates during the game, feel free to pop them in the comments. We are 6 minutes away from kickoff. The last Arsenal game of 2023. A win puts us top of the league. We will end the year top of the league. The players are in the tunnel. Craven Cottage, interesting ground. I've been there before. A lot of the fans mix together there. It's a bit of a strange atmosphere sometimes. When you score and, like, you know, half the fans next to you are the home fans and they're just kind of looking at you. But it's not the most intimidating of atmospheres, that's for sure. Latte said, we don't sell on time until they are cheap or free. You're right. We keep them too long till they're worthless. And Sam Bond's become a new member. Big up, Bondy. Really appreciate that, bro. The players are in the tunnel. Looks like Arsenal are playing in their green kit today. So let's hope it brings us some luck. Big up Lamar, who said, love your streams, bro. Really appreciate that. Arteta said Zinni felt his calf, Kivior for the next month. Could be. Could be. You got to remember we play Liverpool next week. So Kivior needs to perform, because the problem you got, if Zinchenko's out for a period of time now and Kivior's struggling, what's the next option? Are you going for Cedric? You might have to put Havertz there. He played left back for Germany. Arrow said, Kurt, I'm going Loftus Road tomorrow. QPR v Cardiff. First time to that classic ground. Yeah, good ground. Good atmosphere. I've been to Loftus Road a few times, man. Decent ground. Do the Cronkies even know where we are in the league? Listen, I have to refrain myself from talking about them, because I'll be on one for another hour talking about them. Big up Peter Neong, thank you very much, bro, for the super sticker. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We're in subscriber only mode. Like the video, share the content. Last watch along of 2023, your support's been amazing. 3,500 of you in the chat already. 48 of you on Twitch. Big up the whole C unit. Big up Cruz and Rico locked in as well. They're tuned in. Big up to them too. And let's hope we go 3-point collecting today. Give me a score predictions, people. You've seen the teams. Eddie and Nketiah's up front. Havertz comes back in for Trossard. Kivior is at left back for the injured Zinchenko. Tomiyasu returns to the bench. Leno is in goal for Fulham. Iwobi is playing. Willian is playing. There is a narrative there, isn't there? What I will say, if we don't play well, we will struggle today. This is not the easiest of grounds to go to, and they're going to be fired up for it. They've been in decent form before these last 3 games. They were scoring goals left, right, and centre. Let's hope we still catch them on the form that they were showing over the last few games. I'm going to go for a scrappy 2-1 win to Arsenal, man. I'm going to be honest. I would love to say that we were going to batter them, but I can't say it confidently. I don't have full belief in this team at the moment. But I do believe we'll grind out a win. If this team can't win this game, I'm sorry, just title race and all that, you just forget it. Forget it. It looked like there was in green. Maybe I think they're in red, actually. Maybe it was just the green warm-up tops. I'm going for a 2-1 win. I mean, they're showing Willian. Let's put it this way. I'm looking at Willian and I'm nervous. That tells you a lot about where I am as an Arsenal fan at the moment. You know, we are 4 goals and 1 assist in the Prem for Willian. Willian at Arsenal was a disaster. At Fulham, he's got something about him. And Ben White, you know, if Ben White defends with that casual, I can't be bothered to play football nature, it'll cause him problems. I think Willian plays on the left. Yeah, we are in the green kit. I'm going for 2-1. I'm going for 2-1. Cat Sunday said, Curtis, I'm going Anfield Monday, first ever Premier League game. Should be a good game. They've had some classics, Liverpool, Newcastle. Big up Marcus Yard, 3-1 to Arsenal. Gabby better step up and help Kivior. Listen, Kivior's got to help himself. Can't keep babysitting. Gabriel's got his own job on his hands, you know. These players should be able to take responsibility for themselves. Kivior cost £25 million. This manager continues to play him at left-back instead of centre-back. So I want to see why you paid £25 million for this guy at the end of the day. Kivior's got to perform himself. It's as simple as that. We're in the huddle. We're in the huddle, people. Huddle merchants. Possession merchants. I'm going for a 2-1 win to Arsenal. Hopefully we win this game. If we don't, damn. Don't spoil the New Year's celebrations. It's New Year's Eve. Happy New Year to the community. It's Fulham against Arsenal. We're about to get underway. Arsenal playing in their changed green kit. Martin Odegaard, 3 assists, was it, in 24 games? And Ketia, 1 goal in 21 away from home. These guys need to change the narrative today. I don't think this is going to be pretty. It's windy, so if it don't go well, Robbie might blame the wind. David Reyes smashes it long. We are underway, people, in the green kit. The ball goes out for a throw. Da Vinci said, love that. Cruz and his man them tuned in. Fam settings, that's it, man. You know what I mean? The family, the next generation, you know. These Arsenal players, man, don't let down that next generation. Do you know what I mean? When you're growing up as a youngster, you need to see your team performing. You know, otherwise you lose a generation. I guarantee Arsenal lost a generation of fans during that Bentner, Shamak, all that stuff, you know. But hey, let's see. Martinelli with the flick on. Martinelli needs a performance today. I'm sorry. What he's been doing the last few weeks is unacceptable. Here's Saka. Kivior. Be interesting to see if Kivior does the same thing as Zinchenko and obviously inverts into midfield, or will he play as a more conventional left back? I mean, I can tell you the answer to that already. He's in midfield next to Declan Rice, so he is going to invert. The question is, how good is he on the ball? The green kit has grown on me. Yeah, like mold, some would say. I got that green kit, actually. It's all right. It is all right. I still don't like the yellow kit. Hey, Big C, it's my birthday. Hope Arsenal can give me a victory, said Jay. Let's hope so. 2098, welcome back to Cruz Shaw TV. Well, there you go. Hopefully, in years to come, I just pass the channel on to him, you know, and he can run it. I think the third kit's decent. It's better than the yellow kit, in my opinion. Kivior tries to play a 1-2 with Martinelli. Does win the ball back, though. Big game, this, Freddie and Ketia. Big game. A lot of players need to turn on. Odegaard, good little turn. Finds Saka. Right-hand side. He's 1v1 with Robinson here. Willian hasn't really helped him. Move the ball quicker. Please shoot from outside the box. Big C had the green kit back in the early 80s, yeah. I remember that. I think they based this one off that. Here's Odegaard. Does well. Steps inside Willian. Have a shot. Odegaard! Oh, just wide. That's better, fella. That's better from Odegaard. Here, Flicks FC. Bends it wide, but I don't mind that. I've got no problem with that. Does well there. Goes past Willian. Tries to bend it in that far corner. Listen, that's not bad. I don't mind that. And you know what? That's not far wide. If he whips that a bit more, I don't think Leno would have got to that. Yeah, we want to see Cruz running out in the red and white shirt, of course. Hopefully. Big up Anon, who said, Big C, huge fan here, love your streams. He proposed to your girlfriend last Friday. She said yes, now she's an Arsenal fan. Thanks to you. I appreciate that, bro. You have to tell her there's clauses involved with being an Arsenal fan. It's not, it can become difficult at times. But congrats to you, bro, and appreciate the super chat. Big up Justin in the chat, man. What's good, Curtis? Happy New Year, bro. Big up to you, bruv. Havertz makes good runs. Yeah, we know that. We got to do more. Sometimes, the thing with Havertz, he does make good runs, sometimes doesn't get the ball. If you don't get the ball, sometimes you got to go and collect the ball yourself. That's what I'm saying about Havertz. Here come Fulham on their first attack. Is Willian up against Saka. Left-hand side. Drifts into the middle. I tell you something about Willian. He plays a ball over the top. That's dangerous. Oh, good positioning there by David Raya and catches the cross. What a ball that was from Willian into Castagno. Here's Gabriel Martinelli on the counter-attack. He's 1v1. Lift your head, bro. This could be something if you work it. Martinelli, great save. Oh, what a goal. Bukayo Saka has scored. I thought he put it wide, people. Saka gives Arsenal the lead. Get in there! I actually thought he put that wide. Now, is he onside? What a counter-attack. David Raya lays it off. It's rolled out to Martinelli out wide. He cuts inside. Does well. Gets onto his right foot. Is Saka on? He's onside. All day long he's onside. Don't try it. Wow, I thought Saka put that wide. Arsenal have taken the lead. Starboy Saka. There's no doubt that's onside. There's no way. I mean, his arm is a little bit forward, but Leno tips it straight to Saka. He actually does well there, That came at him quite quick. He just manages to get his right foot on it. Surely that is not offside. 6th Premier League goal of the season. Big up Starboy Saka. From the angle I was looking, I thought he put it wide. The goal counts, people. The goal counts. Yes! Get in there. Bernd Leno, once a Gooner, always a Gooner. And Arsenal take the lead. Leno with the assist. 1-0 to Arsenal. He can't complain at that. Yes! Inside 5 minutes. Starboy with the goal. He needed that. Right, I changed my prediction now. I don't want to see no stinking 1-0 now. Not no Katie Hopkins ugly football. We want this to be pretty and attractive. I want 2 or 3-0 now. Great start. Brilliant start. Here's Alex Iwobi. Get in there. Leno palmed it straight out to him. Saka does well. I actually thought he put it wide. It was like looping. Martinelli finally cuts in and has a shot. Give him some credit. Did well. Yeah, let me give Martinelli some credit. Much better from Martinelli on the break. Good play by David Raya, throws the ball out quickly. That's what we need to do. I told you, when you play quicker football, you can hurt teams. Finally, he got his head off the floor, man. He did him quite easily as well. Cut inside, tries to bend in the far corner, and there you go. More often than not, if you take that shot, the goalkeeper's going to palm it out or palm it wide. There's always a chance. If he palms it back out, you can get the rebound. Martinelli's been listening to the stream. There you go. Big up LSU. Had barely my first sip of coffee before the goal. And listen, I haven't got the LA hat on today, so you can calm down. We're in New York today. Newton's Gaming. Happy New Year to the community. Happy New Year to you, Curtis, and the family. Best YouTube channel. You deserve it, mate. Saka. Big up to you, Newton's Gaming. Thank you for the Happy New Year wishes. And same to you and everyone in the community. Great support on the channel as always. Arsenal lead 1-0. Kivior defending against Cordova Reed there. Bobby Reed wins a throw-in. Come on, he said, facts, when you play quick football, you'll get chances in the Premier. The Premier League is based on speed. When you go and watch a game in Italy, you know it's much slower, much more tactical, much more defensive. With the Premier League, it's built on speed. You look at teams who win the titles, it's the speed that wins it for them and their ability to move the ball quickly. Raya comes out and collects it. The pass is overhit. I really want to see us keep a clean sheet today as well. I really do. We need a sensible January. You're spot on. Arsenal top of the league at the moment, but obviously we're only 7 minutes into the game. It's like NBA versus European basketball. It's the speed that makes the difference, you know? That split second. Saliba gives the ball away there, trying to find Odegaard. Why is Eddie playing with gloves on? I mean, listen, I don't know how cold it is or isn't there, to be honest. Here come Fulham on the attack. The referee says no free kick. Here's Odegaard under pressure. Does well, keeps the ball well. We've started well. Look, the Chelsea fans want to turn the TV off, which is good. LSU said, I can live with the Yankee hat or, for that matter, the LA Dodgers bowler hat if we score fast. There you go. Havertz got a bit of a clatter in there from Paulinho. Was it a foul or did he win the ball? I mean, he flicks it off his arm, so really it should be a foul or handball. But, Nando's are winning 1-0 apparently. Who got the goal from people? We got to be beating Fulham. We need a couple goals. Here's Martinelli. Loses the ball, though, to Reed. Good tackle. Kivior does well there. Looks for Martinelli. Go on, Gabby. You 1v1 with Lasagna here. Take him on. Great boy. No, not quite. Gets it straight to Leno. Not bad. Better from Martinelli. Good play there by Kivior. Maybe the Kiwi is right. If you get the ball to Martinelli and Saka quickly, get them in 1v1 positions, that's when they're going to cause problems. If you play the slow, sideways, timid football, pass that we've done at times, it's so much easier to get your defence back in place and regroup and make it difficult for them. We're playing quicker today, you know. Go and cook that lasagna today, Martinelli. Saar scored for Nando's. He's going AFCON, isn't he? They'll lose him and Basuma and Son to the Asia Cup. So January will damage Tottenham. Alfred said that goal is exactly how Martinelli wants to play. All that slowing the game down and passing and cutting is not his game. And that's why I said him down the middle would scare defences. Wherever you play him, you got to play quick. You play slow. Even if you play him up front and play slow, it ain't going to work. Because he'll just end up with his back to goal against some big giant centre-back. Play him left wing or up front, but move the ball quick. That's a good ball by Kivior into Odegaard. We've started this game really well. Really well. We need a second goal. Remember, Fulham have lost their last 3 games. If we were to go 2-0 up in the first half, I think you would see their heads drop. I think they would really struggle. Here's Bukayo Saka, loses possession there. Bit sloppy with the pass. He was pressed quickly. Here's Iwobi under pressure. Don't foul him. Don't foul him. Keep them pegged in. Oh, Gabby, you've let him off the hook there, bro. That would drive me insane what he's done there. Press them, got him in the corner under pressure, and you give away a stupid free kick. You do not foul there. Just keep him facing his own goal. Sidorf said, I said Curtis Kivior is better than Zinchenko. Give the brother a chance. Listen, Zinni's been that bad, of course. I'm prepared to give him a chance. It's that Luton performance scared me a little bit. He made Andros Townsend look like an elite winger, but yeah, let's give him a chance. At least he's a natural defender, so he's going to want to defend. And he's got to defend here. Ball played into the area. It's blocked. Gabriel heads it away. Martinelli finds Havertz, who wins a free kick just on the edge of the Arsenal area. Well, about 10-15 yards out. Free kick to Arsenal. No Zinchenko, all of a sudden we're winning. Martinelli counter-attack goal is what we need. Listen, you look at Martinelli. Think about the Sevilla goal as well. Away from home. Ball got played up to Jesus. Turn quick. Through ball to Martinelli. He scores. Martinelli needs it quick. Think about that Liverpool goal last year at the Emirates where it came into Odegaard, played that ball in behind Trent, and Martinelli just finished it. He's an instinctive player. He needs less time to think. When Martinelli's got the ball at his feet and he's got 2 people in front of him and he's got to think, it's like, too much going on. He just needs instinct, you know, where he can just act quickly and not have to think too much. But let's see. We started the game quite well. Gabriel chips it over the top, looking for Eddie. I don't think Eddie Nketiah has touched the ball yet. I honestly don't think he's touched the ball. I haven't said his name once. Fulham play the ball all the way back to Leno. Bernd Leno, former Arsenal goalkeeper. Again, I don't want to speak about the Cronkies, but £3 million for Bernd Leno is ridiculous. I think there was a clause that would allow it to go up to 5 million, but still £5 million for Bernd Leno is really, really poor business. He is actually decent. This is possibly why he's dropped Jesus. Listen, the one positive I will always say about Eddie is Eddie will play the penalty area. Eddie will not run around like Jesus and go and link up play and all that. He is desperate to score a goal. So that is the one thing that I do like about Eddie. If the ball gets crossed in the box, Eddie will be there. Whether he finishes it or not is a different matter, but he will be there. But, of course, we know we need better quality. We know we need better quality. And Martinelli gives the ball away there, a little bit sloppy. 1-0 is still a dodgy scoreline, you know. We need the second goal. Arteta has too much loyalty to some players and that creates complacency and demoralises others, said Lexus. I agree with that, you know. 5 million is a shambles for Leno. Leno should have been 15 to 20 million at least. Goalkeepers nowadays, honestly, he'll be Fulham's goalkeeper for the next 2 or 3 years. Oh, Willian plays a good ball out wide. Pereira whips it in the shot. Saved by David Raya. Good save. Raul Jimenez there, unmarked on the edge of the penalty area. Too easy. Ben White, surely you've got to be a bit wider there. Why is he so narrow? Robinson gets on the overlap. Willian plays a reverse ball. Jimenez, edge of the box, unmarked. If Jimenez scores that, I would be saying, how on earth is their striker on the edge of the penalty area unmarked with both our centre-backs around the penalty spot? You've got to get closer to him there. Either Rice has got a drop on him. Oh, Saka's done him there. Sent him to the shops. That should be a yellow card, man. That's a foul by Bassi. Referee doesn't give a free. Did he meg him? I didn't meg him. He wasn't even looking at the ball there. That should be a yellow. Free kick to Arsenal on the halfway line. Ben White there was absolutely. He was playing at centre-back with Willian and Robinson out wide. If we win today, I'm going to knight you, Sir Kurt. Looks like we got Tommy fit just to go to the Asia Cup. They were saying Tommy might be available for the game against Liverpool next week and go after, but I don't know. Still no Thomas Partey. Apparently he's training by himself, but still not in team training. Will we ever see that guy play for Arsenal this year? Or this season? Definitely not this year. Saka as a striker would bang. Here's Martinelli, gets to the byline. Pulls it back. Oh, it's cleared. I like that from Martinelli. It's better. And look, is that a foul, Gabriel? Honestly, if I was the manager, Gabriel Magalhaes, mate, I would be going mental at half-time. That's the bozo gene. I told you, that's the rice pudding. Gabriel Magalhaes has got it today. Reed is in the corner by his own corner flag. Oh, it was Eddie, was it? That was Eddie, to be fair. My apologies. It was Eddie. He's by the corner flag, and Gabriel just runs into the back of him and fouls him. Gives him a free kick. What are you doing, mate? You don't need to put that challenge in. Just stand up and force him to clear the ball for a corner or a throw-in. What the hell are you running into him for? Here come Fulham. Kivior's been done easily here. Where's his pace? He's running in treacle. He can't move. It's a bad cross. What a touch by Saka. Eddie goes up. What the hell was that from Kivior? Kivior's got 54 pace on EAFC, man. Jesus. He looked like he was jogging there. There was no recovery whatsoever. We need a left back. Oh my days. The man's running in treacle. Zinchenko can't defend. Kivior can't run. He's got a caravan on his back. Imagine you're playing Real Madrid or you're playing Bayern Munich in the Champions League and they've got Leroy Sané right wing or Rodrigo or Vinicius and Kivior's at left back running like that. He's going to get roasted. I didn't know he was that slow. I mean, that might be a one-off. I might be doing him dirty, but he looked hella slow then. Here's Willian. Good tackle there, Ben White. That's more like it. Get the suntan lotion out of your eyes and defend. Get Kieran Tierney back off loan, man, please. Saka gets wiped out there by Robinson. Gabriel comes across. This game, we need a second goal. I'd take Hernandez or Cancelo. Well, Cancelo ain't going to leave Barca. Hernandez, we ain't getting them, man, there. They're too expensive as well. Kivior is slower than Mertesacker. Bro, I did not realise he was that slow, man. He looks slow then. At left back. That's the thing. He's got centre back pace at left back. Curtis Bomber Clark Shaw TV. Big up, bro. We cooking. I mean, the oven's warm. It's warm. Second goal, I'll say we're cooking. Ball over the top. It's crazy how deep Declan Rice plays in this team. He's almost a centre back. Here's Iwobi. Right hand side. Kivior's there and Ketia goes out with him. Iwobi gets the cross in all the way across. Here's Willian up against Ben White. He goes just wide. Poor. You know Willian's going to cut in on that right foot, man. From one wing to the other. Iwobi. Too much space to cross it. Look, Ben White again. Why are you so narrow? Get closer to Willian, man. He's dangerous. Bro, he starts that a bit more narrow. He bends that in the top corner. I'm telling you now, yeah. I reckon Ben White must have been a striker as a kid or something and just got moved into defence. He don't look like he wants to defend. Go and get closer to Willian there. One thing you can say over the years about Willian can cross and he can shoot. He's technically very gifted. He always has been. You can't let Willian control the ball on the corner of the area and just cut inside and shoot. Here's Eddie and Ketia up against Bassi. He ain't getting round him. He's a big unit, he is. Need Eddie to score, drive his price up. Foster Eddie. We need a Tony, 20 plus, definitely. Uncomfortable conversations need to be had about White this season. Last season, Ben White was brilliant. This season, he's been poor, man. Fulham growing into this game a bit. I'm not liking this. It's starting to improve. I think, listen, if Tomiyasu was fit, well, Tomiyasu would actually probably be at right back. If Timber and Tomiyasu were fit, I don't think Ben White would be playing. I think one of them would be at right back, the other would be at left back, but we are where we are. What worries me is, you know, them latter stages of the Champions League, if we get past Porto, by the way, because that ain't no walkover, especially how we're playing. But we are winning 1-0, but they are growing into the game a little bit. They didn't they say Kivior in training broke some 40-metre sprint record? Maybe he needs 40 metres to get going because he looked like he was treading water then. Here's Robinson up against Ben White, crossed in. Saliba does well. Oh, no! They're appealing for a penalty. Here's Willian, 25 yards out. Willian, shot blocked. Shot by Iwobi, goes out for a corner. There's a penalty, VAR check. Saliba controls it. He goes to kick the ball. Please, no. No chance. No chance. Reed, yard man as well, but you're cheating there, bro. Nah, never. Don't you dare give it. If you give a penalty for that, the Premier League's finished. Oh, behave yourself, man. He doesn't... I don't even know if he makes contact with him. As a yard man, you're embarrassing yourself there, Reed. I can't lie. You're not moving like a yard man there. You must be from Guadeloupe or something, bro, because that's poor. Corner to Fulham. Willian to take it. Fulham growing into the game, though. I'm not liking this. Willian whips it in. Oh, shot over the bar. Raul Jimenez. We got to weather the storm defensively, man. We look a bit open. To me, can I just say something? And I may be totally wrong with this. I want to know what the community thinks. Zinchenko, okay, we get it. He's a midfielder, so naturally he's fantastic on the ball. In fact, I can't even say he's fantastic. At times last season he was fantastic. This season, not so much. Surely, Kivior, you just play him as a normal left back and tell him to just play normal. Here's Saka, right-hand side. Odegaard on the overlap. Cuts inside, whips it in, headed away by Bassi. I thought Eddie was going to get that. Why not just say to Kivior, play as a natural left back? Why do we have to always have an inverted left back? Ain't that a bit boring and predictable and easy to understand? Here's Odegaard, right-hand side. Saka in support. He's looking for movement here. Finds Ben White. Zinni and Jesus, yeah, I think... Oh, wow. David Raya on the floor. Oh, he's pointing at his eye. Maybe it's a contact lens or something. I thought he was holding his foot, so I thought he was injured. He's pointing at his eye. What's he doing here? Aaron Ramsdale's going to warm up. I don't know what the problem is there. Is he been hurt in the eye or is it a contact lens? But I can't see nothing. You can't see nothing. Anyway, they're having a little break. Yeah, surely, man, I just think, why not play Kivior as a natural left back and just say defend, get on the overlap when you can. They're showing you the goal back. Look at Martinelli driving into space. The fact Fulham went 1v1 there was crazy. It's a good finish as well, you know, into that far corner. It is actually a good save, but Paulinho can't deal with the shift and move. That's all. Honestly, that is what Martinelli has to live and breathe. That cut inside and bend in the far corner. And every now and then, if that shot's not on, dribble down the line and cross it with your left foot. But the problem is the ball has to go to him quickly. Because we've been too slow the last few weeks. That's the problem. Maybe the last couple of months. Is Ramsdale coming on? I mean, Raya's standing up now. I'm assuming, was it a contact lens or did he just get hit in the eye? I don't know. I'm not sure, but it doesn't look like Ramsdale's coming on anyway. He is warming up, but Raya is back up now and he's playing. Arsenal, since the Saka goal, no shots on target. One touch in the opposition box, 40% possession. Again, something that we've seen this season, people. Arsenal score and then drop away and allow the team to grow into the game, which is something you don't want to see, man. Keep that intensity. You've scored, you're 1-0 up, you're playing at pace, you scored by playing at pace, and then all of a sudden we revert to type and start playing slowly and backwards and we allow them onto us. Just continue doing what you're doing. There's Gabriel Magalhaes, finds Martinelli on the halfway line. Keep the ball, make them chase the ball a bit. Can't see Havertz. Dude's playing midfield. He's absent for 90% of the game. As I said, people say to me all the time, Havertz makes good runs. That's all well and good, bro. If you ain't getting the ball, come and get the ball. You know, you can't just make a run and say I'm doing my job. Go and get the ball. Show for the ball. Get in better positions. I mean, he's on the ball now. Bring some intensity to the game. You can't just make runs and say, we might as well have Usain Bolt playing in midfield if we just want someone to make runs. You got to get the ball to feet sometimes. Make something happen. Here's Declan Rice. He's had a quiet game so far, but listen, Rice is not in this team for the highlights reel, is he? He's in the team to... In fact, Callum just said it. I haven't heard you mention Rice. Oh, Martinelli does well there. He got stitched with the tackle. Came and got him. Martinelli's having a good game today. Havertz passed the ball to Martinelli in the build-up to the goal. He did. Tony said this might be Arsenal therapy twice in 2 matches. I hope not. Arsenal lead 1-0. Saka with the goal. Saka's in possession now. In the centre circle. Drives into midfield. Gets the ball out wide to Martinelli. You're 1v1 with him. Oh, no, they've doubled up. They got back quickly there. I thought he could have ran at him early. Saka with the goal. Declan Rice finds Saka. Looks for Kai Havertz. Overhits the pass and Leno collects it. That's a good position. DF said, when your eyes get dry, the contact lens can get stuck and fold under the eyelid, not fail. It looked like it was a contact lens, possibly. Where is Rice in this game? Listen, Rice, bro. Rice ain't there to do things that are going to excite us. I'm being honest. Break up play and pass. That's basically what he's there for. And occasionally do a driving run. You ain't going to see Declan Rice nutmeg people. And today... Listen, at the Emirates, Rice has got forward a little bit more and had shots. I don't think you're going to see too much of it today. At the moment, Eddie is the one who we haven't really seen in the game up front. He's hardly touched the ball. Havertz's been quiet, but yeah, he did play a role in the goal at least. Here is Alex Iwobi for Fulham. Now, when you want to talk about good business, that is the level that Arsenal should have been at. You getting £35 million for Iwobi. That is what I call good business, because I don't think Iwobi's that good. He's all right at a Fulham or an Everton. I never saw him as an Arsenal level player. But that needs to be the blueprint. If you can get 35 for Iwobi, how can you get nothing for Aubameyang? How can you get nothing for Mkhitaryan and get 9 million for Guendouzi? They're the levels you need to be getting. Here's Alex Iwobi. Declan Rice puts him under pressure. That's a terrible ball by Iwobi. Given away. Saka, was he fouled there? No. Fulham win the ball back. Here's Willian, left-hand side. Saliba's been dragged out. This is similar to the other day. Ball whipped all the way across. Equaliser. And just like the other day, we concede on that right-hand side. Where is Ben White at right back? Where is Kivior at left back? Saliba gets dragged out and Arsenal concede. Forget the Premier League title. End 2023 and get into 2024 and just realise we ain't built to win the league right now. We're not. Where is Ben White? In all fairness, Ben White's overlapped Saka. Well, look at this. Havertz is at centre-back. Where's our defence? Kivior, get closer to him. Shambolic. We're so easy to play against. So easy. It's an absolutely disgusting goal, man. You lot, mate. You ain't built to win the league. Got Willian driving at us. Little ball down the side. It's basic. Whipped across. Kivior, mate. You're not close enough to him. Jimenez, this brother scores like 1 goal every 50 games he gets it against us. You're not built for the league, lads. You're not. Which is why I said, when this manager starts throwing away Carabao Cups, throwing away FA Cups, you're stupid, mate, because you're not going to win the title with this team. Mikel, you're not. So you should be mopping up Carabao Cups and FA Cups. The arrogance is outrageous. Oh, my days. This team drives you insane. Defense all over the place. I'll be honest, I was going to blame Ben White. In all fairness, Ben White was on the overlap for Saka, so I'm not actually blaming Ben White. Listen, he did create that space at right back, but I'm not blaming Ben White at all, actually. I want him to overlap. That's a shocking tackle on Martinelli from Castagna, a.k.a. Lasagna. I'm not blaming Ben White. I want my right back to overlap. Saka loses the ball too easy. Saliba gets dragged out wide. I don't know what the hell Kivior's doing. Why the hell is Havertz at centre-back? That goal honestly sums up Arsenal. Saka loses it. Havertz is at centre-back. Where was Gabriel? What the hell is Kivior doing? I told man were telling me, oh, Kivior for Zinchenko. They're the same, bro. It's that picture when the Spider-Man's pointing at each other. One of them don't want to defend, and that Kiwi definitely ain't ripe. Absolutely shocking. Tierney's out on loan, and we're dealing with these bums at left-back. Absolute bums, a lot of them. Here's Odegaard. That's a terrible ball, bro. Come on. It's a basic pass. What is that, man? Odegaard, what are you doing? Saliba giving away free. They're going to mash up New Year's Eve, aren't they? Look at them. You're making Jimenez look like Diego Costa. Kiwi's been manscaped. This is pathetic. Honestly. Bro, it's that. Come on, it's that. It's the Spider-Man. Hey! That's what it is. Kivior, Zinchenko. None of these fullbacks can defend. None of them. Rubbish. A lot of them. I'm sick of it. 700 million having to watch this rubbish. Odegaard not doing it, giving the ball away. Simple 7-yard passes. He can't play them. Has Eddie Nketiah touched the ball? Honestly, has he touched the ball? Get rid of them. Get rid of some of these players. I told people you got to get rid. Blind faith from this manager. Sticking with Eddie's. Oh, Kivior. A centre-back. But you want to play him at left-back. We all know. Listen, let's get one thing clear. I ain't here to cap. Stop the cap. I ain't here to cap. Kivior's playing at left back because Pep played a centre back at left back last season. Let's just say it how it is, people. He's copying homework. He's copying homework again. Here's Havertz. Martinelli. Good ball. Here's Kivior. Do something, bro. Somebody shoot. You know what's going to happen here. We'll play 5-1-2s and lose the ball. Here's Martinelli. Up against Reed. Just take him on. Over hits the cross. Saka heads it back. Oh, Eddie shoots straight at the keeper. Just leave him at Fulham. He won't even get in Fulham's team. This team will drive you insane, man. I'm telling you now. This team will drive you insane. Odegaard comes to Eddie. I mean, the defender's in the way, but oh, God. This team... Yeah, let's keep it a buck. Pep last season, Cancelo went. So what did Pep do? He put a left-footed centre-back at left-back, Nathan Ake. So Arteta goes, that's a good idea, Pep. I'll sign a left-footed centre-back and I'll play him at left-back. How about that? I'll play Kivior. But guess what, bro? Kivior's nowhere near as good as Nathan Ake. So that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. So forget that. That ain't working. It's crazy. Continuing to copy Pep. Heavy touch there by Eddie. Havertz finds Eddie down the line. Gives it away. And they win the throw-in. Rubbish! Paulinho dominating that midfield. Dominating that. Go and buy him. Sick of seeing this team play like this. Slow. How can you not learn from the first 10 minutes of that game? The first 10 minutes was the blueprint. Hit Fulham at pace. Get it to Martinelli and Saka. Hurt their fullbacks. What a ball that is from Willian. Willian looks better than our wingers. They're on us again here. Here's Iwobi. They've slowed down, forced us back. We are just... this team's going to drive me insane this season. I just don't understand what this team is. I don't know who they are. It's like a Rubik's Cube. I'm trying to figure it out. I can't figure it out. You start off first 10 minutes. You're 1-0 up. You're playing quick. Martinelli's damaging their fullback. There's your blueprint. Just continue. Rinse and repeat that same thing that is working. They say, oh, guess what, lads? We're 1-0 up. We'll sit back now on the edge of our own box. And we'll soak up all the pressure. Now Willian's looking like prime Willian at Chelsea that was winning titles. Our fullbacks are getting cooked. Look at Ben. Well done, Ben White. Fair enough. Fair enough. Declan Rice, mate. You need to stay. Odegaard's doing nothing. Havertz ain't doing nothing. Come on, Havertz got the ball now. Give it him. Pass the ball. You've made a terrible run there, Martinelli, mate. You didn't know where to pass. Move. That was Martinelli's run there was shocking. And Havertz didn't know where to pass. Here's Eddie, gets bullied. Eddie ain't going to get a thing out of these two centre-backs. I'm telling you that now. Bassi and Adebayo, they're animals, mate. They'll bite him on his neck like Dracula. He ain't getting a thing out of them. They're too big, strong, physical. Eddie ain't intelligent enough to deal with them. Look, they're on us again. Look at Willian rolling back the years on us. He's toying with us. Willian, you know. He came to Arsenal. There was a picture of him with his belly hanging out. That's what Arsenal did to him. The guy was all over. He was comfort eating. He was so bad at Arsenal. He's about 3 years older at Willian, causing all sorts of problems. Retire that number 14 shirt immediately. Retire it. I'm sick of seeing this. Eddie's a League One striker. Bro, he'd probably struggle in League One. Lockdown Arsenal is back. It feels like that, don't it? It really does. Play Havertz at left back. We should sign Willian. We've been figured out, bro, says Raphael. We look easy to play against. We're not good. We're not that good at the moment, honestly. Fat Albert thing, bro. Honestly, his belly was hanging out. Remember, in the yellow kit, he had a little podgy belly on him. That lockdown belly, man. 3 years later, the man's balling out against us. I'm sorry, I don't buy into the whole Havertz makes good runs thing either. I don't care about that. This ain't the 100-metre relay. You know what I mean? What's he going to do? Pass the baton. Get involved and do something in the game. Here's Saka up against Robinson. Takes him to the byline. Stands up to the back post. Overhits the cross. Goes out for a throw. Take a breather. Take a breather, mate. This is going to be a long day, this is. This is going to be a long day, I told you. I said I'd take a scrappy 2-1. At 1-0, I said I want 3-0. I'm going back. I want that scrappy 2-1. Facts, Big C. I ain't interested. Oh, Havertz makes good runs. Oh, great. When's the last time he touched the ball in the game and did something? But he makes good runs. I don't care. Odegaard's doing nothing in this game. Not bullied. Oh, ref, give me a free. Oh, he hurt me, ref. Ow. Ow, I know I'm Arsenal captain, but that hurts. Can I have a free kick, ref? Get up! Get off the floor, you crybaby. We need to win this game, man. You're the captain. You're holding your chest, your leg. What is it? Get up! Weak! Brother, soft! Supposed to be the skipper, man. Get off the floor. Captain on the floor. Oh, ref, he hurts me. Fix up. I don't know where this guy thinks he is. Could we see a shirt? No. We ain't ripping shirts. Inflation's too real. I'm sick of seeing this. Captain, he hardly touched him. Rolling around the floor. Get up and whip the free kick in and get an assist. Whips it in. No assist. Here's Martinelli. Shoot. Shots blocked up in the air. Saka goes for it. Robinson heads it out. Will we get a corner? That's a foul! Saka gets bullied by Jimenez. Take the damn ball off him, man. Gives a free kick to Fulham. What is the ref doing? I'm sorry, but Fulham are not even that physical. Concept said Saka got caught, needs to lay it off. You're right. Got caught for the goal. Vincent said my sis don't watch footy and she's appalled. She knows already. Alfred said all of their attack come from Ben White's side, though he is reactive instead of being proactive. Instead of already being there, he waits. As a winger, you would love to play against Ben White. He will let you get the ball played into your feet and you'll start running at him before he goes to engage you. If you're quick and skillful, you're going to cause him all sorts of problems. He's bang average at the moment, and that's probably a compliment. Von Schlee said, we may need in-game therapy session, Coutinho. Bro, I'm trying to have a nice New Year here. These lot are mashing up New Year's Eve already. Cooper said, walking around clueless FC, absolutely no desire to win. Does anyone make a run anymore? It don't look like it. Zaneid said, Arteta is going to cost me my hairline at this rate. Bro, another season and a half of this, mate. I'll have to go Turkey and get the Gabriel treatment. I'm hanging on to my baby hairs here at the front. But, Joe, this team... Look at that. Who are you passing to, Gabriel? We're not playing in white, bruv. He thinks we're playing for Brazil. He's giving the ball to Willian. They're the better team at the moment. They're the better team. These man lot, I need to remind people. Fulham lost 3-0 last week to Bournemouth. And we're here. And they lost 2-0 the week before to Burnley. At home. Burnley! Vincent Kompany and Burnley came here and beat them 2-0. And we're 1-1 struggling, looking like the worst team. We got a dog called win, but we don't win. We got a striker wearing 14 that should be playing for Bristol Rovers. You got Kivior at left back running in treacle. Looking like he's treading water in the deep end. He's running that slow. I don't know what the hell is... And people going, oh, Havertz makes good runs. I don't give a damn how many runs he makes. Put him in the 1,500 metres at the Olympics if he wants to run. This brother don't get on the ball. Come and get the ball and make something happen. You cost £65 million. Here's Saka against Robinson. Skips inside. Here's Declan Rice. Rice finds Odegaard. Here's a chance. Yo! Martinelli puts it wide on his left foot. Best move of the game outside of the goal. That's what I'm talking about. Move the damn ball quickly. Look, they can't cope. It's not rocket science. You don't need a master's degree at university to figure out, move the ball quickly. Fulham can't live with us. Move the ball slowly. It's easy. And then they're going to trouble us. in transition. What the hell is wrong with this team? Go 1-0 up and start defending all of a sudden. You're going too far. Bristol Rovers don't deserve that. We've got a striker wearing 14 who's only scored 14 in his whole career. Maybe that's why he got it. 14 goals, 14 on the shirt. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. This game is driving me insane, this. They don't understand how to manage a game, this team. There's a real immaturity about this team at times. Honestly, it's a nursery. It's like a nursery at times, this team. Look at that pass. Honestly, Gabriel Magalhaes today, mate. He has been so poor in possession. Giving away stupid fouls. Right, we're on the break here. Here's Havertz. Give it to Odegaard. Move it. You're going to get clamped. You got clamped, mate. Get up! Weak! Got yammed by Bassi. Like jollof rice. Yammed him. This guy thinks he's still in La Liga, bruv, in the sunshine at Madrid. 2 free touches before you move the ball. 1 touch. Bang! And the man's rolling around on the floor. Get up! Take the armband off him, man. I'm sick of it. Imagine you're a young, impressionable player and your captain's on the floor every minute, rolling around. Get him off. Gabby is warming up. Get Nketiah off at half time. I've seen enough. Whatever experiment you were trying, mate, get him off the pitch and sell him tomorrow morning. Get him out of this football club. Look his heat map. 1 touch in the air. Sell his clot. He's rubbish. No agendas, people. I have no personal issue with any player at Arsenal. But I ain't trying to watch this. Raul Jimenez. I mean, David Luiz nearly killed him. And he's better than Eddie Nketiah. His head's mashed. He fractured the guy's skull and he's still better than Eddie. Look at this, man. You, man, got Willian rolling back the ears. Twisting and turning. Look at him. What a ball. Jeez, man. Declan Rice today as well. He isn't pulling up trees either. That's good play. Look at Odegaard. He's actually done well there. Come on. That's a foul by Iwobi. That should be a yellow card. Free kick to Arsenal on the halfway line. I'm sorry, but this is mad. Can't be watching this. We're meant to be in a title race. 700 million spent and I have to watch this. We're worse than last season. It don't make sense. Willian looks like a baller. If I didn't know Willian, I'd say, yo, that's a baller, man. Who's that? Here's Saka. Oh, my God. Ben White makes a 40-yard up run to overlap and you give the ball away. Right, we got the ball back. Odegaard, please do something. What on earth is that? We're playing in green, Martin, mate. We're not in white. You keep giving them the ball. Raya comes out, gives it straight to them. What the hell is Odegaard doing today? Someone get him a bottle of milk and change his nappy at half time. He's moving like a baby. Honestly, what's that film, man? Big Baby or something. Here's Eddie Nketiah. What are you shooting, bro? God. Oh, Lord of mercy, man. Just end it. Drag it. He's offside anyways. Oh, my days. It's Norbit. Oh, God. How am I watching this guy up front? What? He nearly killed someone in the crowd. Get Eddie out of this football club tomorrow morning. I'm sorry, mate. Are you telling me this is the striker that's going to win us the league, apparently? And Nketiah is woeful. Absolutely woeful. He's awful, mate. He's absolutely awful. I can't hold back. I can't hold back no more. I crack a joke to keep it moving. How the hell is this guy wearing 14 and playing for the... He'd struggle to get in the Fulham team. He'd struggle to get in the Fulham team, honestly. Rubbish. Some of these players need to take a long, hard look at themselves, man. I don't know what it's like they think they're better than what they are. We were in a title race. All of a sudden, I'm a baller. I'm on a big contract. I'm playing for my country. I'm at Arsenal. We've had a title race. I must be a top player. No, you're not, bro. You're not. Saka against Robinson. Come on, I feel like he can do it. That's a good block. Here's Odegaard. Stands it up. He goes all the way across. Here's Martinelli. Martinelli's been bright. We haven't got the ball to him enough. They've ripped up the blueprint that actually got... Look at Gabriel's passing again, man. Hospital passes. Here's Declan Rice. Gabriel's passing today has been absolutely woeful. Yeah, we need to stop hyping up these mid players. It ain't done enough yet. It ain't done enough. You got to win stuff before you should start getting that kind of hype. Man, we're comparing Odegaard to Prime Ozil last season. Prime Ozil, mate, was winning World Cups. You know what I mean? We got to calm down with some of the hype. It's crazy. But listen, let's win the game. That's what we need. We need to win the game. Martinelli needs the ball earlier. Come on, Dec. Have a shot, Declan Rice. Declan Rice. All right, maybe you shouldn't shoot. That's landed in the Thames, mate. That's hit a duck on top of his head. You've knocked Daffy Duck out in the Thames there, mate. Oh, dear. We're lacking something desperately today. One thing I've realised about Arsenal, we need a centre midfielder badly. This Havertz, Odegaard, Rice midfield does not work at all. How often do you see Odegaard and Havertz link up? There's no connection between them. There's no connection whatsoever between those players. This midfield, I think, is a major problem for this team. I think that Duck Lives Matter. I'm telling you, man. Pray for Daffy, man. That just knocked him out. Whacked him. Half time. Shocking. I'm sorry, mate. I'm not interested. I'm bored. I'm going to be totally honest, people. I'm bored watching that game. The community in the chat is more entertaining than that game. That is a boring half of football. I'm so glad. This is why it's not even worth going to games sometimes. What's that? New Year's Eve. Some of you probably going out tonight, enjoying yourself, shake a leg, little two-step. What the hell is that? I'm going to fall asleep and wake up in 2024 having to watch that. Awful. No game management. These guys don't understand the game. Latte said, I'm really scared. We are bad. I predicted 1-1. Da Vinci said, we got a striker. We're in 14 and he doesn't 14. Odegaard is soft like an undercooked dumpling. New Year's Eve will be a therapy day at this rate. Worst half of football I've seen us play this season, said White Glove. I've got to get the tweet out. I just don't understand what I'm watching. First 10, we start great. Then retreat and play slow, predictable football. I just can't. We're boring. We are absolutely boring to watch at the moment. Snooze fest, you're right. I don't understand. I'm confused. I'm absolutely confused by this team. Absolutely confused. I don't know. It says a lot about the league that we are top of the Premier League if we win this game today. I don't know how. I don't know how, to be honest. It says a lot about the league. I don't get it. A lot of you are right. I feel like I'm watching lockdown Arsenal with no fans in the stadium. Slow, just going through the motions. Something is not right about the Arsenal midfield. I'm telling you, I think the midfield is a big problem. Big problem. I'm convinced that Xhaka Partey foundation was the building point of our team last season. You couldn't just run through Arsenal's midfield. And I'm not even a Xhaka fan, you know. I'm not saying Xhaka, I don't want Xhaka back. I'm not saying none of that. Partey and Xhaka, especially Partey, was the foundation. Partey played the ball forward quickly. He could muscle people off the ball. I feel like now you got Declan Rice just running around trying to tackle people. Havertz, people putting in the chat Havertz making good runs. I am not interested one bit in Havertz making good runs. How about, bro, you go and get the ball and do something? How about that? Are we just going to let this guy off all season saying, oh, yeah, but he makes good runs. He invades the space. You might as well get a 100-metre sprinter to keep making runs beyond the strike. He don't do anything. He ain't doing nothing in this game. Yeah, he played a 10-yard pass to Martinelli, who was unmarked when we scored the goal. Fair enough, he played a part in the goal. He ain't doing a thing in this game. Odegaard, mate, change his nappy at half-time, give him a bottle, and tell him to go and have a nap. You can't even take him off, because who's going to come on and create Trossard? He's been playing like he's drunk for the last 4 weeks. Odegaard should not be Arsenal captain. I'm sorry. Odegaard is a talented footballer. He's our most creative player. Last season, he was fantastic. I think if you get Partey next to Rice, you get a better Odegaard. But I'm sorry, that brother is weak. I don't expect him to run around two-footing people. That's not his game. You give this guy a little tap. Oh, referee, hurt my arm. Oh, am I still in La Liga? No, you're not, bruv. You're in the Prem. You're in the Prem. This ain't easy. That brother is soft. Weak. I don't know what I'm watching. Paulinho dominating midfield. Bullying. Havertz, non-existent. Odegaard, non-existent. Spent more time on the floor. Declan Rice, I haven't really seen much from him. But as I always say, mate, this is the Premier League. He cannot carry a midfield by himself. Look at the two guys in front of him, how they're playing. What the hell is Rice going to do with them two? Put Partey next to him, then let's see what he does. We need 3 or 4 players in January. Honestly. We need 3 or 4. We need a centre mid desperately. We need fullbacks desperately. We need a striker. Eddie Nketiah. I don't even want to say too much about him. I really don't. I've said everything I need to say. It's the 31st of December today. Tomorrow the transfer window opens. He should be leaving this club tomorrow morning. That's all I can say. I don't care how hard he works. I don't care if he came through our youth system. I don't care if he's been in the England squad. I don't care if he trains well. I'm not interested. Get him out of this football club. Take the 100 grand and take the 14 shirt and get him out. He ain't good in it. Why does Arteta like this guy so much? Nobody rates him at Arsenal. The away fans don't rate him. I don't understand it. Let me read out your super chats. Troy, Curtis, we have nothing G in midfield. With my missus in her bikini, there is more movement. Listen, let me not do that. Big up Troy Kempy, bro. Big up yourself in Australia. Concept said nothing but 2020 footballing vibes. This is lockdown Arsenal we're watching. You might as well just get Willian back on our team. He actually looks good today, surprisingly, against Arsenal. Ben White's not interested in getting close to him. Fitz said our team plays the way Arteta has coached. Listen, speak your truth, bro. 4.5 years in charge. This is obviously how he wants us to play. He copies Pep's homework, mate. That's all he does. Pep plays inverted left back, so he does it. Pep puts a centre back at left back, so he does it. You just, you know what I mean? Make your own style, bro. It's boring. It's boring. You ain't going to outdo the guy who's the master of that style. Tekka said, nah, Big C, you're killing me today. Bro, this team giving me a headache on New Year's Eve. I'd rather have Michael Jackson playing as Strike said Frost. You know what I mean? Thriller, Bad, Billie Jean, anything. Moonwalk, you'd be doing better than what our strikers are doing. Chaitanya said, Big C, we are out of ideas. We need a striker. We won't buy a striker. They'll pretend, they'll link us, and we'll buy no striker because of FFP. Because we can't sell players for money, unfortunately. But Edu's winning awards. And the fan base don't want to pressure the Kroenkes. But we can't buy anyone because we can't sell anyone. Big up Kurtz, we are ish. I feel like losing a West Ham was the beginning of the collapse like last year. Big up yourself. Yeah, 2-2. Look at the form. Look at the form guide. We've won 1 in 5 games. We're stinking out the joint at the moment. The right side said we played a few good months of football in 4 years. First half of last season when everyone else was ish. Not wrong, bro. Samuel said, Happy New Year, Curtis. Thank you for all the information and entertainment throughout the year. May 2024 be bigger and better for you in the entire C unit. Big up the community. You're the legends. Because you're carrying me through this game. My eyelids feel like they got bricks in them watching this. I feel like I can doze off. This is horrendous. I did say at the start of the game, if we win the game, that's all that matters. But, boy. And Black Kid said, we need to secure top 4, then sack Arteta. Listen, I don't like doing this because who knows the way this season finishes. And if it does, then great. Big up Dede, who's become a new member. If we don't win a major trophy this year, I think it's time to look at a potential new manager. I mean, I'm sorry. 4.5 years, I feel like he's headbutting the ceiling now. He can't go any higher. I just don't see it. I don't see it, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Trust me, people. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm not the biggest fan of Arteta, but I hope he wins the league. And I'll stand there with both hands up and say, I misjudged this guy and he won us the title. You can't. We wanted Wenger out for top 4. And now we're looking like we're going to become a top 4 club under this manager. How much more money does he need to overcome those clubs? How much more time does he need? Why have we gone backwards from last year? But listen, let's win the game. Let's finish top of the league and then we'll have that discussion. The problem you've got, people, and everything reverts back to the Kroenkes. It's all right me saying get rid of this manager. These owners will not go for a Zidane, a Mancini, an Ancelotti, whoever you would like to potentially see. They're not going to pay Zinedine Zidane £20 million a season and give him 4 world-class players. They're not going to do that. They want Arteta because Arteta is on cheap wages. He's a new manager. He's not going to put too much pressure on them. He's good enough to get them top 4, which makes them enough money to go and spend more money on the Denver Nuggets, more money on the LA Rams. He's building a train line in LA now that's going to cost about £800 million. Come on, we know. We are the side dish. We are the water and the bread that they bring out at the start of the meal. We're not even the starter, people. We're the bread and butter with the water. It might not even have ice in it. That is what Arsenal are to the Kroenkes. Until that changes, ain't nothing going to change. I'm sorry. Not everyone will agree with it. Some people say you're overreacting. If we win this game second half, we're top of the league. But are we going to win the league playing like this? As an Arsenal fan, whether you're 60 years of age, 18 years of age, 30, 40, 25, whatever you are, looking at Eddie and Nketiah up front playing like that, when Man City have got Haaland and Alvarez. Alvarez is better than both our strikers, and he's their bench striker. Like, come on. Come on. I'm not saying you get rid of Arteta. Arteta deserves till the end of the season. He does. But if questions might have to be asked at the end of the season, I'm telling you, man, bread and tap water right now, people. Bread and tap water is what I'm seeing right now. We will win it, you're overreacting. I'm not, bro. I'm not. I'm really not overreacting. I'm not shouting. I'm not irate. I'm not saying sack him now. I'm saying you need at big football clubs, when you don't achieve big things and you've spent money, questions need to be asked. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Questions need to be asked. No overreaction. This football club should be winning trophies. We've got to play better than this. And we've been playing like this for weeks now. Absolute weeks we've been playing like this. We are just stumbling through this season at the moment. But listen, as I've always said, this channel ain't for everyone. Some people, they think Arteta's the answer, and that's fair enough. That's fair enough, but I wanna know why you think he's the answer. Let's have an honest debate. If you think he's the answer, tell me why. Do you think he just needs more time and more investment? If you think that, fair enough. I understand that argument. Some people say he needs another big transfer window. He needs another year. But he's just had a big transfer window. And he had another year. But so we'll see. We'll see. If we win this game and we're top, the feeling changes. If we draw or lose, it's a meltdown. And what my problem is, it's not because we're playing bad that worries me. It's the fact that so many players are out of form, and the system and philosophy, what made us so good last season, doesn't seem to be there. That's what I don't understand. Last season, we were the best team in the league until the last 6 weeks, and we crumbled at the end. How come our football this season looks so out of shape and just... It looks like we've almost haven't trained all week and we've got no plan of action. It's strange. We look a bit dysfunctional this season. I don't know why. I think a lot of it is Partey. I think a lot of it is Xhaka as well, and I don't even rate Xhaka, but he was good last year and he gave us balance. You know, there's not many areas in this Arsenal team you go, that player is thriving at the moment. I look at David Raya in goal, and I know it's an argument people don't like. I don't think he's any better than Ramsdale. No, I don't look at him and think, oh, we've gone up a level there. I think you're the same level. You've probably just got different qualities than he's got. I don't see an improvement in the goalkeeper. I look at the two fullbacks, Ben White and Zinchenko, this year. I mean, I don't need to say anything. They've been terrible this season, both of them. You know, poor. Ben White is actually a defender and he doesn't look like he wants to defend. And Zinchenko's just been dreadful this season. Saliba and Gabriel have been brilliant. Declan Rice has been brilliant. Odegaard is so inconsistent at the moment. You get a good game, then you get a bad game. You know, he still looks weak at times. Away games, struggles. And then Havertz, for me, people go, oh, he's making good runs. Well, go and get on the ball, bro. You can't just make runs. Come and get the ball and do something. And Saka, at least Saka's putting up some numbers. Martinelli looks better today, but we know he hasn't been in form. And the striker thing's a problem. Tomiyasu's coming on. Who's coming off? It's got to be Kivior. Got to be Kivior. That goal, in my opinion, he should have defended it better. This guy, Kivior, mate, is awful at left back. I don't know who told this manager he can play. Please tell me it's Kivior who came off. I'm so glad to see Tomiyasu back, by the way. Kivior off. See, so glad this guy's on. I'm delighted. Right, here we go, people. Listen, second half under the way. Well, about to be underway. Mini meltdown over. It's not just boring, see, it's bad. Curtis Zinni and Kivior is worse than Andre Santos. And Aidan said, Eddie is an inspiration, Big C. It makes me think I can play in an Arsenal team. He should inspire all of you. 100 grand a week, Eddie. Second half's about to get underway. Tomiyasu is on at left back. I hope he's like fit enough. I hope we're not risking him. Here we go, people. Let's see how our New Year's going to go. Tomiyasu's on at left back. Kivior dragged. I told people. Not that I'm saying Zinchenko is any better, but Kivior's no better either. He's slow. He doesn't sniff out danger. He's a centre-back, which again, I've got to blame the manager. He's a centre-back being played at left-back in one of the fastest leagues in the world. He doesn't look comfortable there. So whose fault is that? It's the manager. You're playing him in a position he's not comfortable with and then dragging him off. And got people like me saying he's rubbish. But in theory, he was playing centre-back in Serie A, being looked at by Maldini, and you've brought him here and said, go and play at left-back against a fast right winger, and he can't handle it. Is that really his fault? No, it's not. Only 1.2k likes, people. Come on, there's over 4,000 of you in the chat now. We should easily be at 2k likes already. Get those likes up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get them numbers up as well. We need a big second half here. As Gabriel Martinelli has a heavy touch. Loses out to Castagna. Iwobi. Ref blocks him off. This will be interesting if we score. Rice finds Martinelli. I hope we score. They're going to go mad. Martinelli shoots just wide. The referee actually blocked Iwobi and we got the ball back. Martinelli should do better there. Bend that into the corner, man. Yeah, man. Hit that like button, people. Nah, he doesn't get enough curl on the shot. Get the likes up for this great entertainment. Big up yourself, Elliot. The manager of Fulham is not happy. He's complaining. The referee got in the way. Maybe he should have called a free kick or a drop ball. Iwobi. Here come Fulham on the break. Again, look how narrow Ben White is. Robinson whips it in. What? You would love to play left wing against Ben White. Here's Iwobi. Iwobi's shot's blocked. Arsenal scramble it away. We just look nervous. We look nervous. Curtis Twitter bombs. Listen, I honestly hope I'm not dropping any tonight. Because if that happens, it means we've dropped points. You know, we need to win this game. I'm lacking confidence, but I hope we do. He's got to make some changes. You got to drag Eddie off. I know Jesus hasn't been in form, but he's better than this. I'd love him to do something different. Why not put Trossard up front? Why not put Martinelli up front? I'll do something different, man. Here come Fulham on the ball, just over the halfway line. Ugreta's not getting that Bowie guy from Galatasaray. I haven't seen enough of him, to be honest. Going to be having a couple early drinks, getting Ingy on Twitter later. Listen, I hope not. Castagna plays it down the line. Tomiyasu up against Reed. Reed gets away from him. Saliba clears it. Rebound comes out. Gabriel. Gabriel, mate. Honestly, Gabriel today. I mean, I might be doing him dirty. Was that a foul? Or should he have been stronger? He's looking for a free kick. Referee gives a corner. I think he's looking for it, man. I think Gabriel's got to be stronger there. It's stupid. Looks like he's looking for the free kick to me. You got to be stronger than that. I have not been impressed with Gabriel Magalhaes today. In possession, he's been poor. Corner whipped in. It's up in the air, headed away. Can we hit them on the break? Here's Martinelli. Finds Havertz. Tackled so easily. Saka, that's a good ball out wide to Eddie Nketiah. Down this left-hand side. Finds Tomiyasu. Eddie's in. He's overhit the pass. Eddie can't reach it. Throw into Arsenal down by the corner flag. Gabriel has not been good today, man. Giving the ball away, making stupid decisions. Defensively, yeah, not too bad, but not at his best. The bozo gene. Sakin said Arteta's still not ready after 4 years and 700 million spent. Remember the buzz around Calvert-Lewin at Everton when Ancelotti had Everton punching above their weight. Carlo has league titles everywhere and more Champions Leagues than Pep. And unfortunately, Ancelotti's just extended his contract at Real Madrid. So that's one that's off the table for sure. Arsenal have possession. Come on, man. People have to remember Tomiyasu's been injured, 2 or 3 weeks? Just come back from injury. He's not going to be at his sharpest. I mean, Giraffe King said Tommy a little rusty, which is understandable. Ancelotti won't ever come to Arsenal. Listen, he went to Everton, so I think he would come to Arsenal. But if Real Madrid give him a new deal, which they have, he's not going to leave Madrid for Arsenal. What about Mancini? Yeah, I still think he's a good manager, but he's on massive money in Saudi. So, come on, Arsenal. Let's win the game. Saliba. Tomiyasu's inverting as well. Here's Declan Rice. Looking for options. That's a terrible ball, Ben White. Gives it away. Tries to find Odegaard. Fulham can break. Good tackle by Odegaard. Oh, he fouls him. I thought Odegaard won the ball there, but it was a foul. P said he's worse than Ollie, P45. Nah, he won it. Listen, he's won a trophy. Ollie won nothing at United. Simeone would be the best transfer we could make. I don't think he would come. Not to the Prem. Yeah, I heard an interview once. He was saying he wants to go to Italy when he leaves Atletico. Jake said this game is an example of why Eddie just ain't it. Yeah, I mean, we knew anyway, but the manager might need more proof. Here's Willian, who's had a solid game for them, to be honest. Would you take Conte or Zidane? I wouldn't take Conte. Ex-Tottenham, you know, he stinks now. I'd take Zidane, but you need an ownership that would back him heavily. This ownership probably wouldn't. Fulham, ball down the line. Saliba gets it back to David Raya. That's a great ball by Raya out to Tomiyasu. Left-hand side. Arsenal need to step up. Anything less than a win here is a disaster class. Honestly, Fulham lost 3-0 last week to Bournemouth. They lost 2-0 the week before at home to Burnley. Vincent Kompany's Burnley beat them 2-0. And we're struggling. Here's Martin Odegaard. Ben White crosses it in and he puts it over the goal. What are you clapping him for? Shout at him, bro. Don't clap him. He's just chipped the ball over the goal. He needs to make changes. This is just, man can't even cross a ball under no pressure on the right hand side. What the hell is this, man? I'm sorry, man. This is dreadful. That is a basic. The man's on 100,000+ a week. You can't cross a ball under no pressure. Get Eddie off. Make a couple changes, man. Get Jesus on. Get ESR on or Trossard. Get some of these guys off the pitch, man. Ben White has been awful. Thomas Tuchel, I mean, he's at Bayern, and he might be hard to get out of there. Here's Tomiyasu. He's inverting as well. Loses the ball. No, he wins it back. Make some subs, man. Make some subs. Here come Arsenal on the ball. Gabriel. Finds Saliba. I'll try my best to stay awake. It's a snore fest. Here's Saka. Up against Robinson. Forces him all the way into the middle of the pitch. And he gives it away. Oh, it's just, oh my days. These men can't even do the basics. How the hell can we be top of the league if we win playing like this? This is ridiculous. Some of these performances. And they're not one-offs. They are not one-offs, people. I've seen this week after week after week. Odegaard not good enough. Havertz not good enough. And Nketiah not good enough. Crazy performance this is. And the thing is, I think Fulham are there to be beaten, but we can't expose them. This is terrible. Luton last minute goals. We drew with Fulham at home. Crazily enough, we drew with them. They had 10 men. Sakaka. This guy better make changes. 54 minutes gone. Let's see how long it takes him to make a change. Remember, we came to Fulham last year. Didn't Trossard get 3 assists? We battered them. Absolutely annihilated them. This stinks of arrogance, says Newton's Gaming. Don't do that in the Prem. We came here last year and put these lot to the sword and battered them. And today, it is a different midfield though. Like you said, here's Saka, right-hand side. Again, they get close to us and force us backwards. We are slow. We are predictable. Look at the speed that we're playing this game. Fulham have got every single player behind the ball in their half. Look, touch, no runners. Forced to go backwards. Backwards. Saliba. They come short. Odegaard. It's slow. There's no run. There's no movement. He's asking for a runner. Rice gets it. You have it back, Odegaard. Havertz hasn't touched the ball basically all half. Ben White finds Saka. Oh, we might get something out of this. Here's Tomiyasu, and he gives it away. And there you go. Pass, 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 and get nowhere. Good tackle, Saliba, though. Come on, please. Step this up. Don't ruin New Year's Eve. Martinelli gives the ball. They're trying. They're trying. I'm telling you. These men are trying to mash up New Year's Eve, you know. I don't know what I'm watching. I don't know what I'm watching right here. Oh, dear. I would be making a triple change right now. Trossard, ESR, Jesus on. I'm taking off Havertz. I'm taking off Nketiah. I'm getting one more off. I'm not actually sure who the other one would be. I'm getting people off. You can't allow them to play like this. Giving the ball away. Gabriel over the top. Overhits it. Goal kick. It's absolutely ridiculous what we are watching. This is a shambles of a performance. Earpod Albert's like, mate, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm listening to music. Who's that warming up? Jorginho. And Gabriel Jesus. These men are dancing. What kind of dance is Jesus doing? What the hell is Jorginho going to do? This is just... Look, here come Fulham, Iwobi. I swear, if they're on the attack. They've got numbers forward. Oh, flicked away by Gabriel for a corner. This is horrible. Havertz non-existent today. Wow. Corner to Fulham. This is awful. This is so bad. They're arguing with each other. Look, Rice and Gabriel there. It's not good. These little things aren't good to see, man. Arguing with each other. Blaming each other. Corner whipped in. Goes all the way across. Arsenal should clear. And Ketia looking for Martinelli. Can he outpace Iwobi? Iwobi gets his body across him. This is terrible. Fulham actually bopping. They're bopping. They're on the attack. Ball out wide. Willian whips it in. It's up in the air. Goes out for a corner. This is a shambles. This is so bad. Another corner to Fulham. It's going to be a long 32 minutes at the end of this game. Willian to take this corner. These lot better not concede, honestly. Just give us a chance to nick this 2-1. Willian whips in. It's high. It's a free header. Ball's bouncing. They've scored. You've done it, haven't you? You've ruined my new year, you absolute scumbags! You're rubbish! You will never win the league under this manager! You're finished, Arteta! Resign! Bobby Reed, 2-1, game over. Lock this off. Lock it off. Rubbish! He better be offside. We're kicking the ball against ourselves. We're finished. We're done, mate. We're finished. It was been coming. Look at Gabriel. Why have you left him? He's volleyed the ball against Tomiyasu. Gabriel, the bozo. Oh, God. Oh. Cordova Reed, the yard man. Title over. I'm sorry. We're finished. We're done. Get this manager out. I'm done. I'm done, people. Honestly, 2-1 to Fulham. They lost 3-0 to Bournemouth last week. They lost 2-0 to Burnley the week before. Gabriel volleys the ball against Tomiyasu's chest. What are you saying, ref, for, Gabriel, you clown? Volleys the ball against Tomiyasu's chest. And it bounces off him and goes straight to Reed. Sunday league defending again. But apparently the defence has improved. Look at Odegaard, Havertz, these man, they haven't even turned up today. They have not even turned up. Oh, but he makes runs. He makes good runs, Havertz. He's rubbish. I'm not interested in 3 tap-ins that he scored in November. He's bang average. He goes missing. He absolutely goes missing, mate. He's like, where's Wally? You can't find him. Rubbish. Odegaard, captain, non-existent. Look at Eddie. Look, the ball's bouncing on a... Oh, God. I might end the stream. I can't watch this. This is absolutely dreadful. This is pathetic. Beyond belief, this. This is why you don't throw away Carabao Cups and FA Cups. Because we ain't ready to win these titles. We're not good enough. We're too soft. We're too predictable. Too slow. Here's Saka. 2v1. How on earth is he not making changes? How are you watching this thinking, maybe I should make a change? I can't. Honestly, do you know what I want to say to everybody in this chat? If we lose or draw this game, honestly, do not let this team ruin your New Year's Eve. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. They don't even deserve it. Look at Odegaard. Look at him rolling up. I honestly can't believe what I'm watching from this guy, Martin Odegaard. And you're telling me this guy's the captain of our football club. Saka's megged him. He's done him. That should be a foul, ref. Martin Odegaard, mate. We're in the armband. Rolling around the floor, begging free kicks. Declan Rice, great run. Ref! It's a foul, man! This is... Look at this guy, Odegaard. The fraudulence. Martinelli whips it in. Here's Saka! Oh, my... It's done. We've finished. This guy dyed his hair blonde. He's playing like Rashford. He's volleyed it over from 7 yards. It's actually done. Oh, Saka, the technique, mate. That is absolutely woeful. What kind of techers is that? He side-footed it and... Oh, they're embarrassing us. They are absolute. This is a comedy show, this. That is Sakaka. This guy still ain't made another substitution. He don't know what to do. I genuinely believe he doesn't know what to do here. Oh my God, look at Gabriel's passing. Saliba gives it away. Here's Iwobi. Whips it in. Saliba. Gabriel, mate. You are just... Today, Gabriel has had one of the worst games I've ever seen him have for Arsenal. He can't pass wind. Honestly, he could not fart if he tried right now. Declan Rice gives it to Willian. Here's Willian. Skips past Rice. Good tackle by Gabriel. That would just finish it all. I need to take a moment. I need to take a moment to gather myself here. I'm losing all composure right now. My composure's all over the place. I don't understand what's going on in front of my eyes. We're losing 2-1 to Fulham. We're 1-0 up. Look at Havertz. But he makes good runs, they said. He makes good runs. Oh my God, this guy Havertz. He is awful. Don't let them free tap-ins fool you. He's rubbish. Here's Saka. Ref! Free kick 25 yards out. Wow. Honestly, man. This is insane. How on earth is he not making substitutions? You've got Trossard, ESR and Jesus on the bench. And you have not. You haven't done anything. Havertz, yeah, somebody just said Havertz didn't fool. He didn't fool me, bro. That player of the month for them tap-ins, bro. He's rubbish. I'm sorry, I don't buy into none of it. Couple tap-ins don't make you a good player, man. You don't do enough in games. Free kick, Odegaard to take it. Please just bend it in the top corner. Rice and Odegaard over it. The players have down tools. How can they be down in tools? You're top if you win. What are you down in tools for? In my eyes, I don't see any way Odegaard scores from this far out. No chance. It's just an absolute... please stop this. Oh, just end it. Look at this nonsense. Right now you want to make changes. Trossard and Jesus. This is just pathetic. This is... honestly, I've seen Arsenal play bad. Is he taking Martinelli off? Oh my God. I need another drink. I'm actually getting a drink. He's took Martinelli off. I can't believe it. He took Ben White off. He should be arrested. I can't believe he's took Martinelli off when he's actually having one of his better games. Oh, this guy's clueless. I'm done with this guy. Scared to take off Havertz, was you, mate? Because you paid 65 million for him. You got to justify him to the owners. Man, why did he take Martinelli off? He's been one of our best attacking players. This guy, man, I'm done. Honestly, Twitter's gonna be explosive if we don't win this. I can't hold back no more. This is pathetic. How have Havertz, Odegaard, and Eddie Nketiah survived a double change? Unbelievable, mate. Do you know what? Just put the title out of your mind, then you won't be disappointed. Top 4, have a little run in the FA Cup. In fact, we'll probably get beat to Liverpool next week. 23 minutes to go. These men have got 3 players that we got rid of. Surplus to requirements. And they're beating us after losing 3-0 to Bournemouth last week. It's just, you couldn't write it. It's unbelievable what we're watching in front of us. Absolutely unbelievable. Somehow they need to win this game. I just don't have the confidence that we're going to score 2 goals, but they need to do something. The speed what we play this game at is unbelievable. How slow we are on the ball. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Alfred said, not being reactionary, but in my 28 years, I've never seen a team move the ball so slow. We can play against 11 turtles and still not move fast. We are dreadful on the ball. Look at that ball from Saliba. It's kicking it in man's chest. Fabricator, can you remember my question on Christmas Eve? Was it the Odegaard one? Remind me, bro. I forget. I think, did you say something about Odegaard? Von Schlieve said we've totally what is that? Nurtured our attack from last season. Well, it's been ruined anyway. AT Big C, we need a sing along to ease the pain. Don't worry, about a thing. Cause every little, well, I don't even know if every little thing's gonna be all right, but the title ain't coming here. Spurs are 1 point behind us. Oh, just don't add to the pain, Chris. P said, you don't deserve this, Big C. Nobody does. New year, same old Arsenal, P45. I'm trying my best to stay calm till the end of this game. But I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling, man. People saying he's been useless online. People on Twitter think he was awful. No, some people don't. But come on. Martinelli's been better than Havertz and Nketiah. We were 1-0 up. Fulham ball over the top. Iwobi running with Saliba. He gets around him. We're done, mate. We're finished. Goes past 2 players. Oh, my God. He was going to try Rabona. Good save by Rayo. Rebound drops. No, was that guy trying a Rabona from the edge of the penalty area? I'm done, mate. I am done. These men are showboating against us. Was he? He was going to try. He was going to try a Rabona shot. Jimenez, you know, trying Rabonas against us, people. They don't rate us. These men don't rate us at all. We're getting cooked. Iwobi comes off. This is wild. They're making a change. Pereira comes up. I've got no enthusiasm whatsoever for this game. None whatsoever. I can't believe what I'm watching. I really can't believe it. No Arsenal fan deserves this. This is absolutely pathetic, this performance. This is what happened at the end of last season. It's that crumble again, where we can't figure out how to get out of the rut that we're in. It takes us 6, 7, 8 games to get out of it. By the time we get out of this rut, the title will be long gone, mate. Liverpool and Man City will pull away. That's the problem. We're in an absolute rut right now, and we don't know how to get out of it. We look clueless. The lack of tempo is unbelievable. It's crazy. Here is Trossard, left-hand side, whips it in, headed away. They've got two giant centre-backs, mate. Gabriel Jesus is about 5'8". He ain't going to win a header. Look, they're taking the mick. Look at Tomiyasu. Oh, Willian, what a touch. No, they're better than us today. The most damning thing I can say is that Fulham look better than us. They're not just winning. Look, Robinson's just megged Saka. He's going to foul him. It's a foul written all over it. Oh, he's done well. Goal kick. It's simple. Arteta is out-coached. Back-to-back fourth. See, this is unbelievable. This isn't unbelievable. It's the Arsenal way, says Jeff. Nelson said, food poisoning gives better runs than Havertz. You're right. He's rubbish, mate. Don't fall for that nonsense. Fitz isn't here to let off the clip, so I will. We need 18 players in January. Forget needing a striker and left back. We need a coach, owner, and a new logo. You're right, bro. I agree. Dinershen said, bro, Chelsea will win the Premier League before Arsenal. Probably Newcastle will as well. Rad lattes. And here watching with my dad. Again, Big C. Shocking, said Nathan JW. This is worse than West Ham. West Ham, we had 30 shots. What have we done in this game? This is absolutely pathetic. And I'll repeat what I said. And like you just said there, Arsenal Daily Edits, don't let these bums ruin your new year. This is embarrassing. They should be training tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. This is an absolute disgrace of a performance in a so-called title race. You've just lost at home to West Ham. You go to... Look at Odegaard. That guy today has been absolutely dreadful. Havertz and Odegaard today have been honestly beyond belief how bad they have played. People got fooled by that PR sympathy player of the month that the Arsenal website gave to Kai Havertz. He has been one of the worst signings in the Premier League this season. Don't fall for it because he scored a couple tap-ins from 6 yards out. He's crap. Chelsea couldn't wait to get rid of him. They couldn't believe we turned up with 65 million to buy him. 220 grand a week. Martin Odegaard, the captain, rolling around the floor. I'm not even angry. Honestly, I'm beyond that. I expect this team to let me down at some stage. It's just happened earlier than I expected. We're not good enough. We ain't winning the title. We're actually under pressure now in a top 4 race. It's that real. We are in a rut. We've won 1 in our last 5 games in all competition. This will be 1 win in 6. And they're talking about FFP. We can't buy a striker because of FFP. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a 20, 30 million pound player on loan with an option or obligation to buy. And that ain't going to fix nothing. Havertz is pony. Absolute rubbish. Rubbish player. Odegaard this season, I don't know what's happened to him. Look, Gabriel's there on the ball saying, who do you want me to pass to? Not that he'd find them. Look at the state. This is the worst game I've seen all season. Jesus fouls him. 5th. I can't wait for this game to finish. It's hammering down with rain. Oh, they can't play in the rain. It's too wet. I hope it floods the ground and the game gets called off. That's the only way we're getting out of it with something. They need to flood the stadium. Reece Nelson coming on. Won't make no difference. Havertz comes off. Get rid of him in January. Sell him to Leverkusen on loan with an option to buy. He's crap. Don't fall for that player of the month. He's garbage. We are rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I don't know what to say to people. Don't know what to say. Vivek, told you about Havertz going to play 10 bad games, spoil the standards, then perform 1 game to look world class. By the way, Palmer's got more goal assists than Martinelli Jesus. I think everyone's got more. African Soldier, Happy New Year, Big C, don't stress too much. We got our Arsenal back. We got Asna. Asna are back in full effect. The real Asna, please stand up. Slim Shady settings, they have returned much earlier than expected. Big up African Soldier. Osman, don't let this performance ruin your holiday. Football is the most important of the least important things. Happy New Year. Hope this new year brings many blessings to you. And I say the same thing to the community. I'm not shouting and ranting and raving. I'm beyond it. I don't rate half of this team. So why should I be disappointed? I don't rate Havertz. I don't rate Ben White. I don't rate Zinchenko when he plays. I don't rate Kivior. I don't think Raya's better than Ramsdale. I don't rate them. Tottenham 2-0 up, Son. They're a point behind us now. I don't rate them. I don't rate a lot of these players. And the players that were good, they've probably got too much responsibility and now they can't. They're struggling. Here's Trossard in the area. When's the last time we created anything in this game? Nothing. That Saka volley, which was about 15 minutes ago. Somebody just have a shot. For banter, just shoot from miles out. Odegaard won't shoot. Saka finds Tomiyasu. We look like we don't know how to play football. We look like we've been space jammed. We're trying to figure out how to score. It's like we don't know how to score. Take out the last half of our name because we are arse. Bro, you're not wrong. Havertz for Xhaka might be why Arteta needs the sack. Ball whipped in, flicked out, goes to corner to Arsenal. Alexander, big up, Big C. All the best in the new year to you and your family. If we finished out of the top 4, would you dare? Bro, I'd sack him even if we finished 4th. Honestly. Top 4 ain't enough for me to say, oh, let's go again. Out of the top 4, more than sack him. Nathan, players arguing, why did he take Martinelli off? Today, I've seen things in this performance that I don't like. I haven't seen Arsenal players arguing with each other. Look at Willian's afro. It's drenched. I'm glad they're taking him off. Him and Reed come off. Diop and Wilson on. Lucas said, but you mustn't forget it was raining. We'll blame the rain. Let's do a rain. We'll blame the rain. They can't play in the rain. Willian played better than all our wingers today. So ironic, innit? A guy we couldn't stand. We knew he'd have a good game against us. We knew it. When you accept mediocrity, people, this is what you get. This is what you get. Oh, Havertz, he's improved. He's improved. Player of the month. He's rubbish. Good turn by Trossard. Whips in with his left foot. Yeah! They couldn't score in a brothel with $200. They're rubbish. This is another West Ham. I don't think we'll score another goal. Great ball in by Trossard. Jesus don't attack it. Gabriel Magalhaes does. Can't reach it. Why is Jesus not attacking that ball? Like, really attacking that ball. Doesn't even stick his leg out probably. Oh, mate. I said at the start of this stream, this manager might have to go at the end of the season. He might not make the end of the season right now. He's drenched. He looks out of ideas. His hair still looks decent. This season could really crumble. I've got no confidence we'll beat Porto in the Champions League. Why Declan Rice going backwards? Stop playing at centre-back. Today is the first day I've looked at Declan Rice sideways like, And that's harsh. He's had a great season. But today's the first day I've looked at Declan Rice like, brother, you're too slow on the ball. You're playing like we're at West Ham. We need Thomas Partey, but we ain't going to get him either. He'll probably be injured after AFCON. Declan El Neni, man, just gone backwards all game. He's basically at centre-back. I'm not blaming him. He's been fantastic this season. But Tomiyasu looks for Saka, does well. Saka's in the area. No! What a tackle! Tomiyasu flicks it on, get in. Ref! Offside. We are pathetic. We're an absolute... I can't believe it. West Ham at home and Fulham away. Back-to-back defeats. You can't... There's no way on earth you can get away with that. Under any circumstances, you can't get away with that. That's season over, in my opinion. If you're talking about a title, you're done for, mate. You ain't winning a league losing games like that. Absolutely horrendous. Look at Paulinho, that tackle there, look. Rain on me, ooh, rain on me. Ashanti settings, you're right, man. Absolutely crazy. I'm going to tweet. It's the rain, Kev. We're a joke at this point. This is absolute. I can't wait for this game to finish. It's the worst game of the season. I said after that West Ham game, that's the worst game of the season. This is the worst. Fulham are rubbish. Fulham are rubbish. Arteta has to go. I think I'm at that point if we lose this. I don't think I can hold that until the end of the season. I think he should go. Pereira whips it in, headed away. The thing that I can't believe is this second half we haven't... Leno should be making save after save. It's absolutely hammering down with rain. You all know a wet pitch like that, the goalkeeper's going to struggle to make saves. We should have been peppering Leno with shot after shot. We've done nothing. Ball in the area. Fulham on the attack again. Shot block goes out for a corner. This performance is beyond anything I have watched this season. This is lockdown Arsenal all over again. This is absolutely horrific. It's sad. It is sad because we thought something was happening. Shot goes wide. 7 minutes to go. We've hardly tested the keeper. I'm done with this team for this season. You're finished, mate. The manager, I'll wait until full time. But this manager, Spanish Brendan Rodgers, I said it last season. I'm saying it again. Created an exciting team last year. Had a heck of a season. Like Brendan Rodgers did at Liverpool. Won an FA Cup. Rodgers won an FA Cup at Leicester. This guy ain't going to overcome Pep and Klopp. Here come Fulham again. You'd think they were losing. Here they go. Ball whipped in. Blocked. That's Gabriel Jesus at right back. Gabriel Jesus. We need a goal, by the way. It's a great block, but why is he at right back? Our striker's at right back. Striker's at right back right now when we need a goal. This is the Spanish Brendan Rodgers. I'm telling you now, he's done at this club as far as I'm concerned. I'm not interested. If we're just going for fourth, you've taken us backwards and you've spent more money. I'm done with him. I'm sorry, I can't take it. People were hyping up that transfer window. Oh, what a window, and we're going to win the league, and don't worry about the Carabao Cup. We've got bigger trophies to concentrate on. He's aiming for the top trophies. Are my eyes deceiving me? Are you seeing what Odegaard has just done? He's trying to flick the ball. He thinks he's Ronaldo. Stop clapping him! Take him off the pitch. He's a shocking captain. I can't watch no more of this. This is an embarrassment. The manager, the owner, the director, and a majority of this fan base, you are accepting this with the nonsense. Accepting these crumbs off the plate. They're 2-on-2. It could be in. Free kick. Could be sent off here, Saliba. Or is it Tomiyasu? Somewhat yellow card for Saliba. Free kick, edge of the box. They might as well score a third at this point. What difference does it make? Spurs 1 point behind Arsenal. Yet they've had a mini crisis. Tapan said, I hope we lose, get Arteta out. I've never been more annoyed at an Arsenal team, said I am king, we are a joke. Arteta is the world's best assistant manager. We are a disgrace. Tottenham winning 3-0. Did Saliba even foul him? Yeah, he's grabbed his arm. I want the Cronkays out and I want the manager out. Saliba, all of them today have been rubbish. Should have won the Carabao Cup, Mikel. Get a trophy, get top 4. That might have bought you some more time, mate. You turn up, throw away Carabao Cups, acting like your trophy cabinet's full. And then you'll probably get beat to Liverpool next week. And that'll be the FA Cup. Porto in the Champions League. They've got heritage, man. We haven't. It should be protest time, bro. But these fans aren't. A lot of them, not all, a lot of you are. Free kick. Hits the crossbar. They've absolutely battered us. We're embarrassing ourselves at this point. Look, it's up in the air. Look, they're playing head tennis. Look at them. Look at them. And play it back to Leno. Fulham we have been battered. This second half, we've been completely bossed by Fulham. Here's Declan Rice, smashes it against him for a corner. Corner to Arsenal. Can we nick an equaliser? If we equalise, I won't even celebrate because a draw means nothing. It's a matter of us doing the same ish every match, acting like our opposition isn't intelligent to figure out what we're doing. No plan B. Corners up in the air. Of course we don't win the header. Do we win the second header? Of course not. Are they on the break? Of course they are. It was our corner. 3 against 3. Here they come down the left-hand side. Whipped into the back post. Over hits the cross. That was our corner, by the way. Kept in at the back post. Jimenez is toying with us, mate. Absolutely toying with us. Big up Cliff. Jeff said, systems being found out. Arteta, no plan B. Players not good enough to make up the difference. Papered over the cracks. Happy New Year. Get the manager out. I'm done with him now. Get rid of him. I said at the start, end of the season, I'm changing my mind. I want him out. He's not good enough. He can't. Once somebody stops us from playing how we want to play, he's got nothing left in the tank. Robinson whips it in, flicked away. Gabriel today has been absolutely horrendous. Honestly, he has been so bad today. Fulham, you know. Fulham and them, man. What did the girl say? You're down there with Fulham and Brighton and that. Look at this. He looks clueless. Rubbish. Right, we're on the attack. We're in the 90th minute almost. Eddie's play. Is Eddie still on the pitch? Actually, I thought Eddie came off. We gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take you higher. Player ratings tomorrow. You're going to need to be 18 plus to tune into that because I am going to rip some of these players to shreds. Look at this performance. Look at this. They can't pass the ball to each other. They're finished. We look finished. Look at Odegaard. Blocks him off. Wow, I don't know how he's got away with that. Fair play. Emery and Ange will finish above Arteta. Saliba gets no blame. Now, he's been poor today as well. Saka whips it in. Oh, yeah, let's see if a 5'8" striker wins it. Or Trossard, 5'8" as well. Here's Odegaard. Finds Saka. Whips it in. Is that a cross or a shot, Saka? People were telling me Saka's world class. World class, you know. Eddie Grant. We might as well have Eddie Grant up front. What's your plan for tonight? My plan for tonight is to put Arsenal Football Club out of my head, to take the banter that I'm going to get online. I'm going to drop a couple bombs on Twitter. And then I'll switch off and enjoy my night, people. And I'll see you all in 2024. Arsenal Therapy will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. And the clip's getting let off now. I've been holding back because of the league position. I'm done. The clip's off tomorrow. The clip's off. I've had enough. My mindset at the moment, it could be the Arteta out show tomorrow. We could be back to some dark moments where I didn't think I'd go back to. It's Arsenal Therapy. I've got to figure out whether it's the Arteta out show. I'm telling you, I'm not interested. Enjoy your evening tonight. Don't let these frauds ruin your New Year's Eve. I'm going to get some good food, a few drinks, relax with the family. This is pathetic. Luis Boamorte there on the touchline. I'd rather have him up front. I want this manager out the football club. But the problem you've got would the owners give the new man? I don't know. Don't know, but you've got a puppet in charge. He ain't going to moan. He's going to take a petty January transfer window. He's a puppet. He's nothing. He's a little mini Wenger part 2. That's all he is. Arteta needs to go, mate. Pathetic, shambolic performance. Leno's hardly had a save to make. No, don't give him the money. Don't even give him the money. He spent 65 million on Havertz, 35 million on Fabio Vieira, 25 million on Kivior. Odegaard whips it in. It's up in the air. It's bouncing everywhere. We could play till 2025. We wouldn't score. Fulham, 2-1, you know. Robinson. Here's Tomiyasu. Finds good turn by Nelson. Finds Jesus. Loses the ball. Minute and a half to go. I've switched off. I've switched off a long time ago. Stop overreaching. Are you mad, fam? Like, honestly, I ain't in the mood for them comments. I don't want to hear all that. We're rubbish. We are rubbish. I don't want to hear nothing else. We're fourth. We're fourth, people. We're rubbish. Absolutely dreadful. Tottenham are a point behind us, and they've had a mini crisis. Point behind us. West Ham 7 points behind us with a game in hand. They win that, they're 4 points behind us. Saka whips it in, headed away. Of course, we don't win it. Goes out for another corner. Liverpool will now be 5 points clear of us if they win tomorrow. Man City 3 points clear. We'll be, Emery's above us in the table. He hasn't spent even a quarter of what Arteta's spent. Yeah, he's got Aston Villa who win a relegation battle under Gerrard, second in the league. And we're fourth after 700 million. And we should have won the league last year. Look at Odegaard, man. He's had one of the worst games I've ever seen. Look at that from Trossard. He's drunk. He started his New Year's last night, he did. He's absolutely steaming. Stella or Trossard. Forget these lot. Beresford Productions, Big C, I just want to congratulate you on your achievements this year. Thank you for providing me with constant entertainment. I hope you have a wonderful 2024. See you for therapy tomorrow. Big up, bro. I appreciate that. Really appreciate the community. This is just... I need to weigh up. Like, is that an Arteta out show tomorrow? I can't hold back now. The clip's coming off. The league position has made me, you know what? Don't say too much about the manager. I'm not convinced by him, but... You can't moan when you're near the top of the league. I'm done now, mate. I've seen enough. He's rubbish. I've never rated him, and I still don't rate him. He ain't winning a damn thing at this club. He ain't. Alfred took Martinelli off. We had absolutely no attack. Even under Wenger and Emery, we were exciting to watch. I don't even get excited for a game day. Bridesmaids FC says, Joshua, big up yourself, bro. Barbie said, not saying Saka is crap, but world-class. Compare Fabregas at 22. He was world-class, way better. Concept said, sign Rice in the summer. Thought that was it. It needed to be the start of the statement summer. Complacent based on... You're spot on there. They thought Rice was going to fix everything. Kai said, go back to the Arteta out show. Why delay the inevitable? It's true. It's true. Let's just get it over with tomorrow, 2 p.m. Let's let the clip off. Let's start the year reckless. Do you know what I mean? Top on Christmas Day. There you go. Full time. Full-time whistle goes. End the stream, Dave. Arteta gets done by Fulham. Both barrels, you're right. Both barrels, forget it. I've seen enough. Get him out. Let's get the tweets ready. Bombs are about to get dropped. We'll never win the league with this guy. Ever. Never, ever. It will never happen. Spanish Brendan Rodgers. There's the tweet. Drop it. Let the toxic positives deal with that. Absolutely rubbish. right? I mean, I would say man of the match, but what's the point? I can't believe what I've watched. I can't believe what I've watched. Let's have a look at the stats. Not that the stats matter. The stats mean nothing. We're rubbish. We ain't winning nothing. I actually think we'll go trophyless this season, which is why I was so angry when we lost the Carabao Cup. I said that's our best opportunity. 60% possession, 4 shots on target. It don't matter anyway. Don't matter. We could have played for another 6 months. We wouldn't have won that game. What I can't believe is Fulham completely deserved to win that game. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses because I'm not. Other channels are available. Oh, it's raining. Oh, we got injuries. Oh, January transfer window. Oh. No. Fulham deserved to win that game. They were better than us. Fulham lost 3-0 to Bournemouth last week. 3-0 to Bournemouth last week. 2-0 to Burnley the week before. At home. Vincent Kompany and Burnley beat them 2-0 at that stadium just over a week ago. We've just been done 2-1 by a team that's got 3 players that we got rid of. Deemed surplus to requirements. Martin Odegaard, you are not an Arsenal captain. You should never, ever wear the armband again. But you know the problem? When you create a lack of meaning around something, people believe that it doesn't mean anything. And that's what our fan base have done. Oh, it's only the armband. It doesn't mean anything. You can still be a leader without wearing the armband. That's what they say. Okay, so give the armband to a guy that's not a proper leader. Because that's what it is. Odegaard ain't no leader. That performance was an absolute disgrace. How the hell did Odegaard play 90 minutes? Kai Havertz. The club have worked it superb, mate. They don't ask many questions about Odegaard. About Havertz in the press conference. When he scores a few tap-ins, guess what they'll do? They'll give him Player of the Month and pretend that the fans voted for it. The fans never voted Havertz Player of the Month. They picked it. PR tried to manipulate the fan base. Oh, Havertz is improving. He just won Player of the Month. Why? Because he scored 3 tap-ins. What's he done? Oh, he makes good runs. Yeah, so does Usain Bolt, mate. Should we play him attacking midfield? He's garbage. Chelsea couldn't wait to get rid of him for 65 million. They thought it was April Fool's Day. Look at this team. How many of them are playing well? Gabriel, worst performance this season today. Absolutely horrific. Bozo gene back in full effect. Saliba, not good enough. Grabbing people, caught out of position. Doesn't help when you got 2 fullbacks that can't defend to save their life. Send Ben White to Ibiza now. Ben White should be outside Ocean Beach selling tickets for a nightclub in Ibiza. He don't want to play football at the moment. He's more interested in his hair and his suntan and his tattoos. That guy's a disgrace at the moment. Not interested. He lets wingers just get the ball and run at him. Kivior. I mean, Zinchenko's been absolutely horrific the last few, months. But he's not a defender, so that's the excuse he can get away with. But Kivior's a £25 million defender. He looked like he couldn't run. He's garbage. You dragged him off at half time. He's absolutely horrific. In defence of Kivior, Kivior's a centre-back. But guess what, people? Guess what? Pep plays a centre-back at left-back. So guess what Arteta's got to do? Oh, he can't have his own idea and maybe play a natural left-back at left-back. Well, I tell you what, mate. If Pep's playing centre-backs at left-back, there's only one thing I can do. I better sign a left-footed centre-back and play him at left-back. He's got Nathan Ake at left-back, so I'll put Kivior there. Guess what, mate? Nathan Ake starts for Holland, played for Chelsea. Kivior is some unknown don whose girlfriend is a twerk champion. We might as well play his girlfriend at left-back and get her to twerk. She might put the right winger off, because he never put no right winger off. He is garbage as a left-back. Centre-back, I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him. But he looks shocking. Polish Rob Holding at the moment. Oh, Pep did it, so I'll do it. You ain't Pep. We ain't Man City. The Kroenkes aren't their owners. When are you going to figure this out, bro? You are not the guy. I've lost it today. I've tried to be patient. Arteta's got to go. Sorry, man. I can't. I'm not holding back no more. Not reactionary. I've seen enough. 1 win in our last 6 games in all competition. You don't win Premier Leagues. You don't win Champions Leagues. You ain't even going to win the FA Cup playing like that. This guy should have mopped up the Carabao Cup and kept it moving. But his arrogance goes to West Ham, makes 7 changes, gets beat. Oh, it's only the Carabao Cup. It's beneath us. We don't need it. Bigger fish to fry. We'll lose to Porto playing like that. We'll be out the Champions League. We'll be out. I told you, once you watch Titanic once, you don't need to watch it again. You know the story. Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be floating in the water around the ice with the girl laying on that piece of wood. Do you know what I mean? Iceberg right ahead. We're hitting the iceberg right now. This is a big fat iceberg we're hitting. 1 win in 6. Chris said, Happy New Year, Curtis and C Unit. Hope everyone's has a safe and prosperous New Year. Young Gunner says, Arteta needed 1 to 3 quality players in the summer. He decided to mess around and mash up our style of play. Throwing away cups is sackable. Nathan said, Arteta has taken us as far as he can. Totally agree. Sam said, Big C, how has Eddie played 90 minutes today is a war crime. We need a striker in January. If Arteta doesn't get one, he will be losing his job. How has Eddie played 90? And Odegaard. Dinershen, Chelsea scammed you for Havertz and got Palmer. He's 10 times better than him. And he's cheaper, less wages. They ripped us to shreds with that deal. Sports Genius, Big C, Fulham didn't really sit back. They thought they can beat us. Raul turned back the clock. Raul looked like Diego Costa today. He was outstanding. Our 2 centre-backs got rinsed by him. Willian looked like prime Willian from 8 years ago. Yet this guy at Arsenal was stressed out. He had a belly coming. Against Ben White, he rolled the ears back. Big up Sports Genius. Jeff said, beaten by 4 players, not good enough for Arsenal in a week. Our fans are having a mare this week. Crazy. Absolute. Mavropanos, Leno, Willian, Iwobi. 3-point collecting. Comfortably as well. Comfortably. Big up Jeff. Samuel, Arteta has been found out he is tactically inept. Totally agree. Time for him to go. ESR must have chatted to Mikel's bird. No other explanation. Didn't even come off the bench. England international. 100 grand a week. Number 10 shirt. Been fit for about 4 weeks. Doesn't come on in a performance like that. Odegaard gets 90, dropping one of the worst performances he's ever put in. And Eddie Nketiah, just about as useful as the corner flag. Lucky if we get top 4. Odegaard is average at best, and a lot of them believe their own hype. We are easy to play against and boring to watch. I struggled not to fall asleep. Joba said, Big C, it's Arteta out. All we hear is context. How about we don't accept low standards? Arteta out, KSE out. Happy New Year to the community. Get them. We should be protesting tomorrow morning, but we won't. They'll put a big rumour out in the Athletic. Saka is an embarrassment. I think it's too easy to just blame Saka. He's not in form, but he's been better than any other attacking player at the club. It's hard to just throw it all on Saka. Sam said unacceptable. Let's hope we get Tony. We're desperate for him now. That's the only positive we could gain from what's happened this week is that the manager says, no, actually, we got to buy a striker, but I don't see it. Joseph, why do people say Arteta needs 1 to 3 players? He spent money on players that are not necessary and give extensions to players not needed. Arteta out, he's ruined us, sell half the team, 1 in 6. You know the crazy thing about Arsenal now is that not only do we need some players, which we always needed players anyway, the players that you thought, because I thought that, okay, Ben White, you don't need a right back. You've got Ben White. Zinchenko was good for most of last season, so I wasn't desperate for a left back, but I would have took one. Players that I thought, well, Odegaard, you don't need someone to replace Odegaard. I'm now looking at these players going, actually, maybe Odegaard's not good enough. You know, like, it's crazy. I'm looking at players that I thought, okay, build around them, and I'm going, they're not even good enough at the moment. So where do you go with it? Declan Rice has had 2 absolutely horrendous performances this week. He has been shocking this week. Havertz, we need to stop talking about him making runs off the ball. He's crap. He is absolutely horrific. I can't stress to you how bad Kai Havertz is. He's terrible. Mikel Arteta is desperate to keep Eddie with his job at risk. Eddie is just beyond bad. he wouldn't even get in the Fulham team. He can't do what Jimenez did to our two centre-backs today. Genuinely, he's got no chance. Absolutely no way he could do that. And looking at the Premier League table, Fulham are 13th now. They won that. Eddie can't get in that Fulham team. So what does that tell you? He's starting for us. Big up Tom. He said, F. Arteta as a squad manager and a Cone man. Don't care if this was read out, worth the money for the truth. I'll read it, bro. ZT said, I'm done with the manager. I'm not even going to say his name. He can't let go of bums like Eddie, but not starting ESR. The favouritism is killing him now. He's backing the wrong horse. Callum said, I'm done. It's time to go. Agreed. Guile, worst performance of the season. Arteta out. Garner have dropped Partey. Squad, that was false. Squad ain't announced till Monday. There was a picture put out today of a Garner squad with Partey not in it. I went on the Ghana website. It says the squad will be announced on Monday morning. It's not real. Partey will be in the Ghana squad, man. Sonny said, what the F is going on? Our front line's non-existent. We've just wasted 6 points. Gone from first to fourth in a week. We won't win ish. Need to sell before we buy. We're in a mess. We've put ourselves in a mess now. Because now you would go to the January window to fix it. And we're here going, we can't spend money because we're going to get fined. Because we haven't sold no one. Concept, why are we always the team that gives the smaller teams a result when they need it? It's like it's just Arsenal. We can outrun them or fight them. Shocking. Risk the FFP and go big in January. They won't. They won't. You got to get rid of people. LSU, I know it's a family channel. I will be killing this vibe with Bourbon this evening. I agree, community. This was the poorest performance of the season. I said this the other week, right? And this is a very uncomfortable conversation, right, to have. Under this manager, at the moment, I'm having to gather myself before I even say what I'm about to say. Under this manager, we're Tottenham in a red kit. We're Tottenham in a red kit. That's all we are. What do we laugh at Tottenham about and point at Tottenham about? Yeah. Even under the Poch era, yeah, you play good football, mate. You don't win nothing. Who cares? No, oh, you finished second, but who cares? Bothered. Who won it? Yeah, not you. Champions League final? Yeah, so what? Good young team? Bothered. Don't care. Don't win nothing. What are we? Tottenham in a red kit. Since that FA Cup that he won with the players he didn't want, all them guys he got out. All them players that won the FA Cup, he got rid of all of them. Maitland-Niles, Emi, Aubameyang, Pepe. Got rid of all of them. Since then, he hasn't won a thing. Hasn't even reached a cup final since that final. We don't even play good football anymore. Don't even play good football. It's shocking. They can't do it on Twitter anymore. I don't care what they say on Twitter. I haven't gone too far. We ain't going to win nothing under this guy. Ain't going to win nothing. Remember what I spoke about the other day? They said that the owner can pump £30 million into his club each year out of his own money to help with costs, to help with wages, to help with a transfer. Do you think the Cronkies are going to give us £30 million out of their own pocket? Of course they won't. Do you know why? Not bothered about the title. They want to win the NBA title. Not bothered about the title. They ain't going to give him £30 million. They're going to say, well, if you want some money, mate, sell someone. Edu can't sell. So we'll get some cheap little midfielder or defender on loan. Probably someone we've never heard of. And we'll be back to square one. That's the Cronkies, people. That's the fan base. They take the crumbs off the plate, unfortunately. And when they know they can get away with it, when's the last time you saw the Cronkies at the stadium? When's the last time they took money out of their own pocket to help us? When we needed an extra player. Right now, we need an extra player. January, we have got minimal money to spend to improve. Otherwise, we're going to go over. Financial fair play. So what you should say is, right, you've got, maybe the club have got 20, 30 million to spend in January. Right, Mikel, there's your 20, 30 million. I'm going to take 30 out of my own pocket because you need it. And the season could fall away. So we'll get that 20 up to 50. And then what you do, you go and sell Aaron Ramsdale for 40 million. Or you go and sell Eddie Nketiah for 20 million. Or maybe you get rid of two of them. You get it up to 100 million. Then you go, Ivan Toney, 70 million straight away. Get him in the door. 30 million, maybe you get a midfielder, a squad player, but you do something. I'm telling you now, people, the Kroenkes are no better than the Glazers. I'm telling you now, people. They are no better than the Glazers. They do not have a clue about football. Absolutely no idea what's going off at this football club. Our good performances on the pitch last season covered up all of the problems within the football club. How can we be going into a January transfer window tomorrow, losing games, out of form, our better players are completely struggling, the system is broken, the manager doesn't have a plan B to fix it, and you've got a January window that you can't actually go into and fix it because you do not have money to change it. And you have a sporting director that is unable to make money when he sells players. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? But people will say, oh, give him more time. We're not far off the top. He needs another 3 players. He needs another season. To do what? Last season they said, oh, we nearly won the league, but next season. Oh, no. This year, first title challenge, but next year you'll get them. Are we going to get them? I think we'll finish lower than last season. We just got beat by Fulham 2-1. Totally outplayed second half. Making Willian look like Neymar. Paulinho bossing our midfield. Jimenez looking like Diego Costa up front. Castagna at right back. Unai Emery's higher than us in the league, people. A manager that we pushed out of the door. Maybe fair enough. Maybe it wasn't the right club, the right moment. Can happen sometimes. Takes over an Aston Villa in a relegation battle within a year and a half. They're second in the Premier League. They haven't even spent half of what we've spent. How can that happen? How does that happen? We've had 4.5 years, 700 million. And Aston Villa are above us in the table. How? How does that happen? How are so many players out of form? What's happened to Odegaard? 15 goals last year. One of the best creative players in Europe. Looks absolutely shot to pieces, that guy. Saka, trickling away with numbers, but still not playing well, really. Martinelli was a bit better today, but 2 goals in half a season. And Nketiah, one of the worst Arsenal strikers I've ever seen in my life. Don't know how he's at the club. Jesus is at right back. Trossard looks drunk. ESR must have made a move on Arteta's misses. He don't want to give him a minute. And then you've got El Nenes and Cedric's on the bench and Jorginho's. Partey's never fit. Tomiyasu's going AFCON. Tomiyasu's going Asia Cup. Where the hell do we go from here? Liverpool next week. In the FA Cup, they'll probably beat us. We go through Super Chats. Alfred, biggest mistake we made wasn't who we didn't buy, but who we let go. Xhaka and Kieran Tierney. Our transfer is like Arteta's tactics. Instead of adding to the squad, we delete instead of... What you're supposed to do as a manager is sell the worst players and then add better players and lift the level up. He gets rid of players where you look at Tierney and go, hang on, Tierney would be a great squad player for Arsenal. He's a natural left back. He knows how to defend. He can get on the overlap. He can cross the ball. You loaned him out. It's not like you sold him for 30 million and used that to buy someone else. You just loaned him with no option to buy. Xhaka was a good sale, in my opinion. 21 million for a guy in his 30s. It was a great contract, but you needed 2 midfielders. You bought one. You spent all your money on Rice and then wasted your money on Havertz. Shocking. Sammy said, we ain't scoring goals and now we're letting goals in. We're in a mini crisis, bro. Seriously. I'm concerned about top 4. Never mind winning the league. Forget the league. We ain't getting that league. I'm concerned about 4th. I thought we'd never play Dundalk again. We could be back there next season. Listen. Our manager stinks of arrogance and stubbornness. He's got to go. I've tried to be patient, but I've come to realise we won't win anything with him. Agreed. Fitz said Arteta has reached his ceiling. Time to sack him. I said at half-time, give him till the end of the season. At the end of the game, I'd get rid of him now. I'd sack him and give a new manager the new window. He ain't winning nothing. He's had more than enough time. He's had more than enough money. What more does that guy want? LZA, our style of play, slow and predictable. Rubbish. It's unbelievably slow. Vegas Gunner, centre-backs playing outside back, midfielders playing left back, Havertz petting donkeys. Too many nice guys, we need some thugs. This manager's scared of thugs, bro. He can't manage them. Frost said we'd be lucky to get 2% of 30 mil. You're right. You're right. Gunner legend, as Arteta lost some of the dressing room, all of our players have dropped off. Ever since the Ramsdale Raya issue, our form has dropped off a cliff. You never know. A lot of people said at Man United, you know, that Sancho thing, he was close friends with a lot of them players. As he lost the dressing room, maybe that Ramsdale one has affected morale. Mayo said, he's Chelsea, but big up Big C anyways. You lot have done poor business for years. How is Eddie still at your club? Starting games in a title challenge. Arteta tax, bro. Arteta tax. Rayquan, the chef. Arteta has been a manager long enough to show he cannot improve young players. And that's the problem. The squad is built to be young. So what now? And you're right. Bunch of young players and a manager that isn't making them better. So you've created a young squad and he's struggling with them. Because the problem with a young player, you've probably learnt to play football one way. So when it doesn't work and they have to do something else, they're going, we're not used to this, gaffer. What do we do here? How do we fix this problem? And he's going, I don't know. I'm an apprentice. You know, I've only been here 4 years myself. I don't know how to get out of this mess. I can't beat Pep and Klopp to a title. The manager doesn't even know what to do. He's an assistant manager. He's in his first job. Barely got his coach. Only just got his coaching badges. Come on. Arteta ain't going to outdo Pep and Klopp. He's not. He's not. He doesn't want big personalities, rebellious attitudes, egos. He doesn't want that. But some of the best players have got ego, have got attitude. He can't manage that. He doesn't want that. He wants a bunch of nice boys that will behave. You ain't going to win nothing with a bunch of nice boys. They go Fulham and get beat up. And that's Fulham. They're not even that physical. They're not even that good. Jerome said, I don't think the manager has a plan A. Either Big C. Man's in a race car that finished second because they didn't change the tyres on the last lap. So this year in the race, they just changed one tyre. Oh, God. It's crazy, bro. I swear that you need a sense of humour to support Arsenal. It's crazy. I'm telling you, they're going to pop out with the cameras eventually. I am in the Truman Show. You're all in the Truman Show, being an Arsenal fan. It's a social experiment. LSU, thank you very much, bro. He's gifted 5 memberships to the community. Really appreciate it. Community, you're legends. You're legends, honestly. We need a community to get through watching this football club. I sense nothing but disappointment. I don't, you know when your mum used to say, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed? That one really hurt. That's when you knew you'd really let the family down. You know, then one, she wasn't even shouting. That's how I feel about Arsenal tonight, people. I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. I'm a little bit embarrassed and a little bit ashamed of what we saw on that football pitch today. How did they not bounce back from that West Ham game? Jerome said, Arsenal, a nice guy, FC. Proper nice, man. Proper nice. You would want to play against Arsenal as a football player. If you play left wing, Ben White, gives you time and space to control it and get at him. Take that all day long, mate. Take that all day long. Getting at Ben White. Zinchenko at left back. Whew. Cook him, he don't even know how to defend. Midfield, they've got one defensive midfielder, Declan Rice. You can overrun him in there, get 2 in there. Havertz won't do anything. Odegaard won't do anything. You would love to play against this. Fulham enjoyed themselves today. Trust me. You could see the smiles. Trying to do a Rabona from the edge of the penalty area. Raul Jimenez. Wish you lot a happy new year. Of course, Frost. Listen, as I said, people, don't let this Arsenal team spoil your New Year's Eve. Let's just face reality of where we are. Arsenal are not going to win the Premier League this year, in my opinion. We'll try. We'll support them. We'll turn up. Unless the Kroenkes decide they really want to win trophies, they ain't winning nothing. They're not interested. As long as Arteta can get them top 4, they're happy. That's enough for them. That keeps the books ticking. Jerome said, Happy New Year, Big C in the community, and thanks for the gifted membership. Love for the love. Big up the community. And Average Citizen said, manager questionable, but so are the players. I seriously question the level of every player right now. Overrated bunch. If Arteta had just joined this club or had been here a year 18 months, maybe even 2 years, I would be harnessing the majority of the blame at the players and the ownership. The problem you've got, bro, is this is his team. So the blame has to go towards the manager and then the owners. We know some of these players aren't good enough. You look at this team, David Raya, Arteta signed him. Ben White, he signed him. Gabriel, he signed him. Saliba, he extended his contract. Kivior, he signed him. Rice, he signed him. Odegaard, he signed him. Havertz, he signed him. Saka, Martinelli, he extended their contracts. And Ketia, he extended his contract. He signed Ramsdale, Cedric, Nelson, new deal. El Neni, new deal. Signed Tomiyasu, signed Jesus, signed Jorginho, signed Trossard. ESR, he gave him a new deal. What can Arteta really say? If you was having a debate now with Arteta, what could his argument be? I need more time. You've had 4.5 years at one of the biggest clubs in world football. Most managers don't get 4.5 years at one of the biggest clubs in the world to win stuff. You've won one FA Cup and got top 4 once. I want to talk to this comment, right? Because I like the debate as long as it's respectful. Forex Gold said, how can you lot moan about Kroenke when he's paid £100 million for a player who's one of the best midfielders in the world? Okay, cool, 100 million, that's great, right? What about the striker? What about the cover at right wing? What about the left back? What about the goalkeeper? What about the attacking midfielder? Now, some of them are down to the manager because the owner could say, well, I gave him 65 million for Havertz. He could have got Maddison as a creative midfielder. So some of it's down to the manager as well. But don't think that because an ownership spent £100 million on a player, that means they are great owners. Do you not understand? Not all of you, of course. I'm talking to Forex. Do you not understand he's spending the money that the club is making? It's not rocket science. The club made that 100 million from the sponsorships, from Emirates, from Adidas, from Rwanda. That's where the 100 million came from the fans, from the merch. He didn't get 100 million out of his own bank and buy Declan Rice. This none of his money. So don't think that because he spent 100 million that ain't his money, that he's some great owner. He's one of the worst owners in the Premier League, in my opinion, at the big clubs. He's shocking. He's got no idea how to win. He doesn't even want to win at Arsenal. He wants to win with the Denver Nuggets. He wants to win with the LA Rams. He's not interested in Arsenal. They had to beg him to paint the stadium and put some pictures around the ground because the paint was peeling off. Come on. Let's say it for what it is, people. Because if we don't, we never get anywhere. If we don't. If we cover this up and go, the Kroenkes, they spent 200 million last summer. They must be good. Arteta got second. Forget all that. It needs more than that. Arteta's going to stay at this club until the end of the season, at least. That's the reality of the situation. If this owner believes he is the manager, the guy that can do it, go and back him from tomorrow morning. January the 1st, go and back him. Go and give him what he needs, because he needs players. A lot of it's his fault, because he bought a lot of these players who are rubbish at the moment. Go and give him what he needs if you think he's the right manager, Kroenke. Go and give it him. Take that 30 million out your pocket, put it on top of whatever money they've got. Tell Edu to get rid of 1 or 2 players and raise another 50 million. But he won't. He ain't going to give him a penny. He'll say, spend what you've got, and if you sell anyone, you can spend that. If not, don't bother ringing me. I'm going to the basketball game to watch Jokic. Not interested, mate. So, Arsenal fans have to understand where we are. Timber was, listen, sometimes you are unlucky. You sign a very good player, gets injured. What can you do about it? I'm not blaming him. Timber was a great signing. But Havertz was shocking. I'm sorry, I'm not buying into it because he won a PR Player of the Month and he scored 3 tap-ins from 6 yards out. That guy's rubbish. He's not better than Granit Xhaka, and I wanted Xhaka out of this club for 5 years. Xhaka last season was cooking. 7 goals, 7 assists. He was balling. This guy's worse, and he cost 75 million and double the wage. Rubbish signing. Midfield's all over the place. No balance. Not new balance, no balance. Raekwon said, spending 100 mil on one player means the club did enough. What about Jesus being overpaid? Look at all the mistakes. African Giant, time for a new mascot. Maybe call it Champion. They should call it Bottle. Because we keep bottling it. Big C, do you think Arteta has reached his limit? Absolutely 100%. Spanish Brendan. Spanish Brendan. But guess what? When Liverpool could see that Brendan, maybe that season was a one-off where they nearly won it when Gerrard slipped. Got the season after that, they went, he's not the guy. Go and get this. Go and get the world-class manager. Oh, Jurgen Klopp. Bring him. Spent similar amount to Arsenal. Doesn't have Manchester City money. Champions League. Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup. Got the right manager. Liverpool owners are not great either, by the way. But we just want to continue with the same old nonsense. Arteta deserves credit because he has taken us forward. We have to realise as a football club, maybe he's run out of steam. He's never managed before. He's never been in this situation. The owners are not going to pump the money in to just buy your way out of it. How come Saka's, Martinelli's, Odegaard's, how come these guys are in such bad form? These are the young players. This is a youth project, remember. And the young players are out of form. Got to look at the manager, I'm afraid. Do we even own the stadium or does KSE own it? I believe we own it, but don't quote me on that. Big up Sam as Yorkshire Gunner said, a lot of us saw this coming. The change in system and the change in style. We was told we had more control. Always trust the eye test. I mean, again, he tried to copy Pep. Do you remember when Pep came to Arsenal last season and played Bernardo Silva left back? He started in midfield, but he ended up going to left back. And then all of a sudden, what did we do at the start of the season? Thomas Partey, who was our best midfielder last season, starts dropping in at right back. He's just copying Pep. Pep's homework. Kivior at left back when they was playing Ake at left back, a left-footed centre-back, but he's not as good as him. You've got to figure out your own style and philosophy, man. You can't just be, a B-Tech Pep. It doesn't make sense. My Excel online, it's only 2 losses. If we schedule score 2 goals, Arteta is the best. Be real, I'm hurting, but it's a marathon. We are in a slump. We can turn it around. Listen, and I respect that. Some people say don't panic. You're only 2 points off the top. Liverpool win the game in hand. It's 5, but it's not the end of the world. I think we've got big problems. I don't think this is just because we lost 2 games this week. I think there's bigger problems. I don't think the players like that Ramsdale got dropped for David Raya. Ramsdale seemed like a big personality in that dressing room. I'm also saying, how can you have so many players out of form at one time? Ben White can't defend at the moment. Kivior looks terrible at left back. Zinchenko's looked terrible at left back. Rice this week has had his worst week in an Arsenal shirt. Odegaard's lack of consistency is unbelievable. Havertz's been an awful signing in my opinion. Saka's chipping away with numbers, but definitely this is the worst Saka we've seen in the last 2 or 3 years. Martinelli's been poor. He was a bit better today. He's having his worst season. And Nketiah's dreadful. Trossard's completely out of form. ESR can't get a kick. Jesus can't hit a barn door. You're talking about 10 players out of form. That's not a little slump. That means you've got a major problem on your hands. Black Kid said, and some people said we miss Havertz last game. I mean, I think I said that out of desperation. That's how bad it is. Vegas Gunner said, Edu is a huge problem too. Wasteful with money and can't sell players. But they gave him European Sporting Director of the Year. Pathetic. More PR. Charles said, capitulation flashbacks. Looks like we've regressed, to be honest. We will never change or win anything as long as this mediocrity is tolerated. Big up, Curtis. Big up, Charles. Sam said, Arsenal spending over the last 4 years without Champions League is a miracle. Kroenke needs to sack Edu. He backed the team since 2018. Even if you think the Kroenkes have backed the club since 2018, if you look after your business properly, most people can see that Edu is not particularly great at his job. How come so many players have left for free? Kroenke should have stopped Edu from doing that. Every time Edu wants to cancel a contract and pay a player off, he has to run that by Kroenke. If Kroenke was a proper owner, he should have said, hang on a minute, how come I'm paying half of Aubameyang's wages while he's at Barcelona? Why are we not selling him? How come you're signing off contracts? So the Kroenke, even though he has given money to the club, he doesn't understand the game properly. He's not running the business properly. for us to win things. Jerome said, Big C, I can't understand how every player is in poor form. That has to be on the manager. I think whatever system we're trying, it's not working. We've played the same dross since pre-season, says White Glove. It was there. We saw it when Man United pumped us in New York. Sama said, we blame Partey on the lack of fitness. I think it's the system, and Rice will be run down soon. He's being ram ragged. He's carrying our midfield. Chanel said, if this was Emery, fans would be crying to get him out. They don't have the same energy for Arteta. Arteta spent more than 700 million. We look hopeless. Arteta has a cult following at this football club. I have no idea why, because he hasn't really done anything. When people were riding out for Arsene Wenger, I understood it, because he's a legend. You're going to defend a legend. You're not just going to allow people to criticise him. Some people couldn't accept that Wenger's time was up, but I understood the need to stand by him as long as you could. But why has Mikel Arteta got a cult following at Arsenal? Was he a great player at Arsenal? No. He was a massive downgrade as a Cesc Fabregas replacement. I always said it's like selling a Lamborghini and buying a Ford Escort. We sold one of the best midfielders on the planet and signed a guy from Spain who tried to play for England because he couldn't get in the Spanish squad. That was Arteta, the player. He's more of an Everton legend than an Arsenal. So he ain't a legend as a player. What has he done as a manager? This was his first job. So, okay, we'll give you a chance. Emery didn't quite work. Maybe should have got more time. And I believe you've taken us as far as you can. I'm not sitting here going, the guy's rubbish and he's killed the... No, he hasn't. You've taken us from Europa League to Champions League. Thank you for your time. You've improved some of the players. You've tied down some contracts. You won an FA Cup. I'll give you your credit. You won a couple of Community Shields. Now we need to move. Go and get the world-class manager. And go and spend big and get some big players, not youth projects. And not players that are falling out of other clubs because they're out of form, like Havertz. Go and sign their better players. Elliot said Arsenal are never... the complete article, only the incomplete paragraph. We never finish the story, do we? It's always a puzzle with pieces missing out of it. Right, if we get that striker, we'll win the league. But now our right back can't defend. Now we've got no left back that can defend. Now both our creative midfielders can't create a chance. So now, even if you sign the striker, Odegaard can't create a chance for him because he's on the floor most of the game. Havertz can't create a chance because he's making runs but doesn't do anything. Saka and Martinelli are doubled up on. So even if you get Tony, it might not be enough because where's the chance creation coming from? 2-1 down. No, 1-1 at half-time with Fulham. I can't remember Leno making a decent save in the second half. I can't remember it. Did absolutely nothing. I'm going to put a poll up. Before we start to round up shortly. Make sure you hit the like button. Listen, McLovin, I see you in the chat. The game's the game. Marcel's in the chat. He's a Liverpool fan. McLovin's a City fan. The game is the game. One thing you know about me, I won't hide. I'm brutally honest. This football club has accepted mediocrity for so long that it's become normal. It's Stockholm Syndrome. They believe that what is happening at the football club is acceptable because we're back in the Champions League. We spent 22 years in the Champions League. It didn't mean anything because we never won it. We only got close to winning it once or twice. And now they think that because we get in title races, that's good enough. We're not in the title race this year if this carries on. If you show some ambition in January and go for it, it might change. Right, Mikel Arteta. That's all I'm going to say. Sack him or keep him. That's all I'm going to say. And there's nothing else to say. That's the poll. I want to know where you're at with the manager. I want to know where you believe the blame lies. I think there's a big problem at Arsenal. I really do. It starts with the owners. It then is Edu, and it is then Arteta, and it's then filtering into the managers. I saw things today that really worried me. Really worried me. Players arguing with each other. And it wasn't just arguing, because arguing happens. I've had, maybe I'll do a podcast one day. I've had big arguments with managers and players. McLovin saying keep him, I wonder why. But I saw players blaming each other for things, which is horrible when you start seeing that. That's concerning. You don't want the players to... You need the players to stick together, whether it's this manager or another. They look like they were having little fallouts on the pitch. I didn't like it. Didn't like it. I'm starting to feel really concerned about what's happening. Some people say you've lost 2 games. If you'd have won today, you'd have been top. It's not the end of the world. I think we got a problem. Too many players out of form. Guess who we've got next? Liverpool. Liverpool in the FA Cup. We're in trouble. Carabao Cup, threw it in the bin, wasn't interested. Made 7 changes at West Ham, got bullied. Arrogance. Thinks that cup's beneath him. Yet Pep won it about 5 times. Yeah, you're right. You know, somebody just said there, where was it? Yeah, you can argue. Argue by all means, but blaming each other and falling out. We can't have that. We need you to stick together. You're having a bad run. But as I always say, people, where's the leadership? Where's the captain? Where was the captain today? Declan Rice. Some quotes from Declan Rice here. Where is that? There was a quote there from Deckers. It's flown off the screen. Let me scroll back through. Elliot said, we told you we needed a plan B last year. Buy a clue, Arteta. Where was that quote that we just had from Declan Rice? Right, here we go. Declan Rice, there's been a blip in the road. There's no need to panic. There's still so many games to go. We need to stay positive. This is not the time to be negative. We've got a great manager. I'm going to say something to Declan Rice there. Because I know a lot of Arsenal players watch the channels and people from Arsenal watch the channel. Number one, Deckers, you've only just come to this club 6 months ago. So your feeling about where Arsenal are as a football club is totally different to an Arsenal fan who's supported the club for years. You're walking through the door, you're thinking, we're in a title race, no need to panic, don't be negative, just keep it moving. I understand that, but you've only been here 6 months. You've come from West Ham, bro. We've been in this boat for years trying to figure this out. Second of all, let me tell you something. One of the things that is wrong with the fan base at times, not everyone, some people, is that people always think that negativity is a bad thing. Sometimes as a player, as a work environment, sometimes you need constructive criticism to know what you're doing wrong. You can't just keep tapping people on the back and saying, oh, unlucky. Try again next week. That's no good. Saying be positive. Be positive in the sense that, yes, try it. We want to see. But you've got to give us something to be positive about. The club have to. Go and sign a top player in January. Then we'll be positive. Go and beat Liverpool next week. Then we'll be positive. Go and create a style of football that looks sustainable in a title race. Then we will be positive. Constructive criticism is part of football. Anybody who's played football at any level, if you have a bad game, does your coach say, well done? He will say, listen, that today wasn't good enough. You got to do this, that, the other. You go away, you work on it, and you have to improve. If you continue to make that mistake, the manager will get rid of you or he'll put you on the bench. So, Deckers, I respect it, and I believe you are a leader, and you're trying to lift the club, and I understand it. I really understand it. But you got to understand, we're coming from a different point of view to you, bro. We've been in this for a long time. You know? LSU said, agree with speaking the truth, but in general, you praise in public, criticize in private. You don't give your enemies a wedge to drive into your team. You don't know what's said in private. And I don't. Of course I don't. But as content creators, we got to speak our truth. That's why you create a platform. I'm not here, unfortunately, to protect the Arsenal players. Arteta has to protect the Arsenal players. So he'll do the PR interview and he'll say what he says in the dressing room. I'm here purely to speak my truth as an Arsenal fan. That's it. I'm not going to lie. There's players there that look like they believe in their own hype that I think need to take a long, hard look at themselves. The problem is you can't drop them because... Okay, who are you bringing in? You want to drop Ben White. I want to drop Ben White right now. Okay, what's your solution? Cedric. I'm like, I don't know if that's worse. Zinchenko's been horrific. We bring in Kivior today. He has a stinker. Gets dragged at half time. So what do we do now at left back? Tomiyasu's going Asia Cup in a week. So if Zinchenko's calf strain keeps him out for a while, you're playing Kivior at left back or Cedric. Any decent right winger is going to rip those apart. They're rubbish. They shouldn't even be at the club, in my opinion. Trouble. But listen, it is what it is. My Excel online, Arteta plays the same team because he hasn't got depth to upgrade. Blame the owners. I love your honest comments, but we only had one win from the top. It is an effing marathon, and when we won the league, we had bad games. We did have bad games, but I felt with those teams back in the day, and I was a lot younger, of course, but when we were winning things, we played well. Then maybe we had a little blip. Lost, drew, lost. They're having a bad point. Then we got out of it and we played well again. Even when we've been winning, majority of the time, we're still not playing that good. And that's the problem, my Excel. And that's why I don't believe it's sustainable. You've never seen a team win the league having a season of not really playing that well. To win the title, you've got to kick into gear and really start to play well. And it's hard, to switch that on and off. Concept said, if we had won, we didn't. We continue to underperform. Sick of ifs, buts and maybes. We need absolutes. You're right. We came to Fulham last season and battered them. I think we beat them 3-0. Trossard got 2 or 3 assists. We've come there this year with an extra 200 million in the team and got beaten 2-1. They lost 3-0 to Bournemouth and 2-0 to Burnley. It's unbelievable that we couldn't score another goal. Snaz said, Happy New Year, bro. Don't let these bums ruin your evening. I've said we are fighting for top 4 for months now. Big up to you, bro. Happy New Year. Jay said, we've been much better in the Champions League. We're clearly being found out in the Prem, especially low block teams, so maybe give him a chance in the Champions League. If he fails, then sack him. Well, there you go. Listen, Champions League, mate. If you can't beat Fulham, are you going to beat Real Madrid in the new camp? In the Bernabeu? I get what you're saying. We have looked better in the Champions League because it's a bit more open. It's a little bit slower. It's less physical. Maybe that suits us, but I can't see him beating teams like that if he can't beat Fulham and West Ham. Promote Arteta back to the cone, man. Keros, big up yourself, bro. I'll reach out to you about the editing as well, bro. I'm looking for some short content to come out throughout this transfer window. Let me end this poll and then I'm going to get out of here. 71% of you say sack Mikel Arteta. It's now gone to 70%. 70% say sack Mikel Arteta. 30% say keep him. Listen, people, I want to thank you all for all your support on this channel throughout this year. Have a great New Year's Eve. Don't let Arsenal spoil it just because they couldn't be bothered to turn up and put in any kind of performance. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. Take care. I appreciate all the support on the channel. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to all the new members and the memberships that were handed out. Frost Jr. said, we're not serious and physical. They feel sorry for themselves. This is Arsenal. We were invisible, but now we were invincible, but now we're invisible. People, I will see you all in 2024. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Blessings to you and your family. And we will start 2024 with Arsenal therapy. Who would have thought, people? Take care, and I'll see you all in 2024, people. Bless.